Job? No, I'll design shirts on my free time.
All right. Welcome to Axe to Grind. I have no idea what episode number this is.
34.
Thank you.
Oh, no, wait. 35.
Maybe?
We just did Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was 33. Next week is 34.
This might be
is
35.
You're right.
Okay. And
Live.
Yeah, on location. Let's put it like that.
At Radio Row at Back to School Gym.
Yeah. We're at the
Mike Francesa is right next door.
We're at the Hardcore Combine. We're watching everybody's numbers.
Bands are starting.
Bands are starting right now because New York Waterways can suck one.
Yeah, so everybody at home, if you hear some... who's playing? Do we have any idea? Right?
Shackled is first.
Okay, if you hear some Shackled in the background, just enjoy it. Soak it in.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Check out their Bandcamp.
Yeah. We are recording from just above the stage. So you might hear something, but consider it part of the gestalt.
Tom, you want to hear the story on this?
Sure. What happened to like the production room? You could go down the street, have your own like a private area.
That story fell apart when we arrived. The map is not the territory.
I want to say shout out to Sabrina who helped us out to get this green room that we only have for like a couple hours.
Get it, green room, because it's Power Trip.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, they were all commuting, and so Buried Alive is probably on a plane right now. They played last night.
They played. That show was last night. I thought it was tomorrow.
It was supposed to be tomorrow, and then they got moved to last night. Them in E-Town.
Really?
So we were trying to like reverse engineer. Like, how are they going to do it? There's not a red line. Like Rachel's trying to figure out how they would do it. She's like, "There's no red eye. They have to leave this morning." Oh my God, they're going to fly in. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So Busky had to go from New York to Cali to play the show to come back to New York.
Oh boy.
Why did is it shit we can talk about? Why'd that show get moved?
I don't know, because we had gotten a tentative offer to play it on the 8th, and
which is tomorrow.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, tomorrow's the 9th.
Well, whatever. I thought it was supposed to be
the Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
And then we couldn't do it because Rachel was going to be here and couldn't get back in time. Right. And then somehow it got announced as the 7th. Okay. And then supposedly it was wild.
I got positive reviews from the dudes who work at Rev who tried to tell me how good E-Town was.
Yes, that's what I...
My friend Vadim said the same. He's like, they were super tight.
Vadim?
Yeah.
Another Rev, like half the Rev staff was there for E-Town. Good. Good to hear.
I don't know if that's a very 2018 thing or what's going on there, but...
It's a weird world.
Okay. We're going to... Oh, well, let's start with some sponsors, shall we?
I'm Bob.
Oh, let's start with some intros. I'm Patrick.
I'm Bob.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Patrick. And
I'm Tom.
And
did I not say that right?
No, you did. You said it. You did it totally right.
Sorry, I'm fucking multitasking. Because of course.
And this is Axe to Grind. This is, as I always say, I like to use preeminent hardcore podcast, doing it for the culture, and on location today. And let us, in some small way, maybe they financed the trip. Let's thank our sponsors.
Triple B Records. If you go to triplebrecords.limitedrun.com and use the promo code Axe to Grind.
Spell it out. AXETOGRIND. I spelled it out for you, Dave.
Perfect. You can get a 10% off of everything you order. So anything you want to pop off?
Okay, so I'm going to say something maybe unexpected. I know some people see me as being into mosh music. Some people think of me from the bands that I actually play in, which are not that. I'm going to give the new Brace War a shot. You know what I mean? We gave a listen to it here, and, I think even if you didn't love Brace War, it's just like an institution. Give it a the new record's probably worth your time. So I'm giving a shout out to that new Brace War. I think everybody should check that out.
The second song, Hidden, is the best Brace War song so far. So
no shit. Okay.
Did the deep dive.
So that would be my recommendation. You know what's funny? We probably don't even need to recommend that one because it'll move with or without us.
Yeah.
But fucking check it out.
Yeah.
And
the Mind Force. record
Ooh.
got announced this week.
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Yo, that's a great name.
It is.
for a record.
Smart guys.
Yeah.
Now I'm
He's
kind
like
of
a teacher. The singer's like a science teacher.
and now I'm kind of curious what the cover will be. Like, what's the artwork going to be like
yeah,
for
you
it?
and I both hope fantasy shit.
It might be. They could get some like metal dude to like drew some crazy.
As a dude,
Zolbalba.
you don't fuck with like heavy sci-fi or fantasy stuff too much.
Like Star Wars is as weird as I get. Yeah.
Do you? Is that a positive or a negative to you for a record cover?
No, I think if it's well done,
It's well done.
it's well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Zolbalba, or like there was other bands that.
Those Zabalba covers are fantastic.
Yeah, and
Like
like
high
Blistered,
fantasy.
I think got the same dude to do it for theirs.
Yep.
Like it's artsy, like sci-fi thing, but if it's cool looking, it's cool looking. I don't give a shit
Okay.
like what.
There's a
How dorky it is.
Oh yeah, I mean unless it's like a fucking like Dungeons and Dragons like
Well-
piece on it, then I don't give a shit.
But there's a sleep. Is it a sleep reissue? I don't know. It's
The Jerusalem.
It's the kind of shroud the future shrouded druid looking people walking through the desert.
Yeah, that's the reissue of Jerusalem.
It's
Or-
fantastic looking to me. I think
Yeah.
it's just gorgeous. Like that.
yeah, they have cool artwork.
Yeah, like
What works for that is the colors.
Yeah.
There's a really nice contrast between the kind of orange sand thing they got going on.
So let us thank our other sponsor. I think we make this interesting enough that people can bear with us. When I listen to podcasts, I'm sometimes like, all right, let's skip the sponsor bullshit. But I think we make this dynamic enough that it's not getting the skip. Is that right?
No, yeah, I've caught myself like zoning out on podcasts. I just listened to like 8 things about CBD oil.
Yeah.
If it's interesting, it's interesting.
Who is
Yeah,
doing
what
the
pod?
CBD?
Yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause
you
everybody-
always
Jamie.
are looking. At, okay.
Oh, right.
Jamie
Jamie.
talks about it and he's like, I do this blend and it helps me sleep and gives me boners. It's weird.
Give me boner. You listen to like some pretty smart person podcasts,
And then
Yes.
Jamie.
and Jamie.
Jamie.
They don't do the CBD oils, right?
No, they do like
Smart
the
one.
Cash App,
Oh, really?
Casper,
Casper,
like that sort of like heady stuff.
Yeah.
They're not being like, you having some problem with your fucking tackle? Go to get fucking Blue Chew, whatever the fuck like everybody else does.
See, I-
Like how do we want to start doing like local ads, like bait and tackle shops? Like,
could.
what,
Like,
like
you
I
like
feel like
to
I'd be
surf?
less offended by that than a Casper ad.
No, that's true too. We should do Blue Chew. We're all getting up in age.
Yeah,
Are you having some problems with your performance?
What is Blue Chew?
It's like fucking
like
off-brand Viagra.
Viagra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo.
It's like you're getting problems with your rig.
That sounds-
Blue Chew. That's like
Yeah, that's
fucking
Pat's
terrible.
that's Pat's other podcast with Amelia.
Yo, having this problem.
Pat and Amelia try all the drugs.
Try all the. You know what? I do take.
Horny goat weed.
A blood thinner?
Not horny goat weed,
blood
but
thinner.
no, the other one, the for vascularity. I do take the vascularity.
Like prunes? I don't know what
no.
you're fucking talking
That's for
about.
shitting.
Well, if you shit hard enough, you get veins.
The fucking
true.
dried apricots? What we got here?
No. There's some vitamin that's good for vascularity, and I could remember if I could remember, if I could remember the name. No, but people they sell it to you as it's good for athletes, but it's also good for boners because vascularity, right?
Yeah.
But like I forget the fucking one, but it's
I've
at my
never
house.
heard someone use the word vascularity as much as we have in the last 5 minutes.
Vascularity and boners.
But all right, so Death Wish. What do they got? Oh, they got that cult
Death Wish.
leader that we got to talk about.
New cult leader, very heady stuff.
New cult leader. Cult leader is Death Wish. This is what Death Wish, in my view, should be doing. It is kind of smart-ish metal.
Yes.
That isn't
Like adjacent to the core.
Yeah.
But not like fucking going for like, the opening, the 7:00 slot on a major arena tour.
Right.
But like can hold their own in 300, 500 cap.
And I don't know if it'll be exactly right. And I don't know if it'll be cult leader, but in the same way that Death Heaven popped, one of those type of bands is. There's only one allowed at any time, so Deaf Heaven might have to go on vacation. But there is.
They might have moved to the next strata. Though,
Yeah,
so
sure.
they
I
don't
think
really
I think
need to-
Tom's right.
Yeah.
So, but one of those gets through every few years, and whether it's for Death Wish, whether it's for Southern Lord, whether it's for whoever, I find that to be an interesting lane. It doesn't always pop. Sometimes you're in the non-pop zone for a long time, but when it pops, it's like it's rewarding because it's good music. You know what I mean? Like sort of that place that Torch pioneered for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which Torch didn't pop the way that I would have hoped in life.
No, it's an interesting band to talk about at some point.
So fucking good.
I think they had a couple good records.
Oh, they had 2 fantastic records.
What is it? The first 2 I really kind of vibe on.
People like Neanderthal, but I actually
Yeah,
like the one after
after,
that.
right.
And then there was some fucking.
You know what was funny is that what broke it for me was seeing them. I saw them live in like Austin at some weird South by thing, and it was like a weird warehouse show, and it just the energy wasn't there.
Yeah,
and it was more. I like it sucks to blame the band for that, but like it took away from the overall experience to me. But anyways, Cult Leader, new record.
Cult Leader's an old band, right? That were named something else. Am I crazy?
no, yes. So
Yeah,
so they were previously all of the members except for the singer, to
Right.
my knowledge,
Right.
were in Gaza.
Right.
And Gaza,
That's right,
and
that's
Gaza
right.
had picked up a lot of energy.
Yes.
In a scene that I did not expect them to be winning in. Right.
Yeah. They were really, yeah.
And just as they were like sort of cresting, singer exited. Cult Leader started and took some of that same vibe, but I think are now pushing it in a more experimental direction, I think. But everybody check that out. I got to say, the record looks fantastic. Have you seen,
I like
have
their
you seen
shtick.
it? Yeah.
Like the C and the L, right?
looks
And like
good.
Oh, yeah, the
artwork.
thing they
you
have
wouldn't
the
notice it
continuing
right
theme.
off the top, I don't think. You'd have to know who that band was, quite honestly. It's not clear.
Right.
The CL thing, I think you're totally right.
Yeah,
Like
it's
having
kinda
those
cool
records
look.
all together would look
Yeah.
really cool. So go pick that up at deathwishinc.com. The promo code is,
Axe to Grind.
and you should,
Spell it out.
and get 10% off anything you order over there. And as you might have heard on our new music episode, a couple ones, they got a ton of stuff in that distro. Make sure to check that out. One of the better curated distros of good hardcore. So go check that out.
Very gracious donors to our raffle.
Yes. Oh, true.
Yeah.
Triple B and Death Wish.
Thank you both.
Thanks, homies.
Okay. We want to do
dive
some
in.
quick hits? What do we want to do?
Quick hits.
I want to talk about, and I'm going to need you guys because everybody thinks I'm in the tank for Code Orange, right?
I mean, you are.
I am.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Those are your boys
So
and women.
when I talk on Code Orange, people 60% take it as,
Right.
So they played Made in America Fest the other day.
Yes.
And that was not a fest for heavy music.
No.
No.
And
Guitar music, period.
yeah, not
honestly.
a fest for
Yeah.
guitar music. But as it was popping, for however many people were watching, you know what I mean? These stages of guitar music were not killing it. Code Orange did something that I find very entertaining, but then they got some blowback online, which is that Joe, the bassist, destroyed his bass.
Right. As we've all done at some point.
Yeah, now you tell me.
Have you seen London Calling?
Yeah, right. The blowback on this to me was insane. Yo, I guess a punk musician. I'm gonna destroy something. You know what I mean? Like something's.
It wasn't like Joe was going to walk off stage and be like, hey, do me a favor. When you get a second, can you bring this down to downtown Philly and deliver it to a school that can play? Like, it's either coming home with him or it's leaving in a fucking body bag. It's
Yeah.
not going like.
So can you guys? Why were people even upset? Like,
Because they were like, that could have been donated to a school that needed help with
Really?
music stuff. And,
That is an absolutely absurd thing for somebody to say in earnest.
well, I mean, it was like almost the analog to like, why are you burning your Nikes? You could just give that to a homeless veteran. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same fucking. It's like, okay, he was doing something as part of his like art, for lack of a better term, because that sounds so douchey.
Yeah.
Everyone, I cannot tell you. I've seen so many bands that just break their shit.
yeah.
And then they pick up the pieces, they go to the music store, and it gets put back together. It's not like he left his bass there and was like, "Have a good night."
So here was one of the arguments.
Okay.
Was they can only do that because they get their shit for free. This is a bougie band. You know what I mean? This isn't plugged into whatever. And it's like, yo, I mean, I've been a basement band most of my life, and gear still gets destroyed. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yo,
about.
like,
And I don't know if they get it for free necessarily.
No,
Yeah, no.
And like to be on some real shit, like nobody needs to cape up on this. If you're coming at Code Orange about that, you're on some true bullshit. Like just straight up. Like
yeah.
who cares? Like, do you not like them? Then say why don't you like them? Not on some shit about breaking a bass. Who cares?
Thank you. And also,
Like, right? It's so silly.
I'm going
Like,
to get heavy for a second. My personal property, I'll shove it up my fucking ass if I want to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I paid money for it.
plenty of people do.
What, right on. Like what you got to say about what I do with my property? That's a weird thing to say. So,
Like the whole thing, I caught some of it online. I couldn't even compute it. Like I just didn't understand why people cared or had an opinion other than cool, other than I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I I saw the videos, or did I see a Instagram video from that set?
Yeah.
And there was like hardly nobody watching them.
Yeah.
Because and that's not a diss to them.
No, it's just
that's
a
them
fest.
playing a festival where it's like, yeah, the people aren't here for this, and like I don't know, man, like it fucking sucks. Like I'm sure that is a bummer if. For whatever reason, then who knows why the dude broke his bass? And to be honest, who cares? It doesn't
Personal
matter.
property.
Yeah.
Right.
What are we going to call this? A non-traversy? Is it just no
I mean, people
con-
just. I mean, like you said, like I think people just like. Number one, they like to be outraged,
Yep.
and I think they were looking to be outraged against them.
Yeah. Well,
And they've handled, for the most part, haven't really gotten themselves in too much trouble.
I almost picked up the shirt. They did a limited shirt. I almost picked it up. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I wish they didn't censor it. If they didn't censor it, it
Yeah.
would have been a better look.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought. Just be like, fuck it.
That's a funny. What if they just didn't censor it? Like
And just had him
everybody
breaking his
sent
fucking
it.
bass.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, we're going to donate half the money to a school program in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Whatever. It's just.
people telling other people what to do with their money or their properties. You're just fucking weird.
The final move is after this they show Joe at Guitar Center with the big pile of money from the shirts buying a bunch of basses and then them running over them in a monster truck back over. I'm like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
Then they donate the local pieces of the bass to a fucking recycling center and go, here you go.
Yeah. So, all right. Enough of that non-traversy. What else we got?
Non-traversy. That's a good term. What
Did you
else
make
we-
that?
There,
you coin that
there's no
yourself?
way I'm that smart.
No, probably not.
There's a new tragedy release.
New tragedy.
Which you're
right?
gonna-
Secret,
you-
like Beyonce and
Yeah, a little Beyonce-ish.
We talked about that stuff
like
a little
day by
bit.
day.
Yeah.
About what?
The
Secret
drop
releases.
release, yeah.
But with tragedy, it's difficult to say whether that is because they are now older gentlemen who used to be able to do this. You know what I mean? And or if it's because they're really plugged in and said, "If good enough for Beyonce, good enough for me."
Is this their first release in like the digital age?
I think they put out a record in 2012.
But like the
really?
first time that it's kind of like, we'll just throw it up on Bandcamp. Fuck it.
Maybe. I mean,
Like, I don't know if you could do a secret release of like a vinyl only thing and it's like you're in a record store, you go, oh shit, there's a new tragedy. Or like, Kent McClure put out a fucking giant
I'll
head.
say tragedy.
That kinda happened,
Tragedy might be the only one that can.
So the deal with the release was they played some show in Portland and pressed 100 on vinyl. It
Okay.
was 100 on red vinyl. Is this all
I
just
love that.
marketing?
I love
It was
that move, by the
fantastic.
way.
And I
Love
mean, I'm sure it's precipitating a larger release, but like, what about this is just purely marketing? So they dwell on people who, oh shit, there's a new record. It's the successful version of what we've talked about.
Yeah.
The like, yo, you dropped it, people freaked out. I know I was like, oh shit, I got to hear this like right away.
I mean, I kind of assumed they were done. They were like done.
Yeah.
For like, like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you heard them play? You know?
No,
what I mean?
like how much lamer would it be if there was like a tragedy posting on social media, like, "Hey guys, new record coming in 3 months."
Yeah.
You're like, the fuck.
Yeah.
But they drop it, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
It's
Even
also
people
yeah.
who didn't care about their last 2 LPs, which is we're going back like
10 years, 15 years.
so yeah, like if for records that people care about, Vengeance came out in like 02 or 03, and that's the last one that people really
Yeah.
hit hard about.
Did you listen to this one?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay.
Did you listen?
Very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't check it out. I'm
It's their
excited.
best record since Vengeance.
Okay.
No, it's just so funny that they're like very anti like social media. Mm-hmm. But put it out on Bandcamp. That's social media kind of. Just saying.
He's not wrong.
There is a social aspect to it.
And
No,
then I guess you can only buy the record, which is kind of on brand, through Abolition.
okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so
Like
good.
Kent McClure's like,
That's fucking
it's not a
fun.
limited release,
Yeah.
but if it sells out quick, well, just print more. Like,
Yeah.
don't sweat it.
Yeah,
But
all right.
that's
so wild. Yo,
I haven't heard of Abolition in any kind of like.
their
No.
website is the same as like
I'm
2003.
sure it's like on like fucking GeoCities or whatever the fuck.
Angel Fire,
Lycos.
a flaming skull.
Exactly. That's
The record is the best thing they've done since Vengeance. It kind of has more of that epic feel. with
Okay.
The first 2 LPs and Can We Call This Life 7.5. The last 2 LPs are good. Like those are good records, but it's just so hard when you put. This is kind of like we did the Winning Streak podcast on Patreon. And this is kind of the funny argument is like, well, what about the other records? The records that aren't considered canon.
yeah.
That it's only in comparison to those other records that are great.
Right, that they're
That
not.
these are like, yeah, they're good. When you listen to it, it's like this is
good-
this is
yeah.
good, right?
Right.
Like there's a lot of. I think Tragedy is a great example of that in recent times.
Well, so Tragedy and Neurosis are two of the few bands, who who occupy the space where they can do this.
Oh, I mean, like in Converge for
But Converge is consistent. Converge
every 2 or 3 years has an LP out.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like,
consistent. But I think they're an interesting one for the other records because the Converge superfans will be like, oh, there's hierarchies. There's hierarchies of hierarchies,
Yeah.
you know? So
I like that their Bandcamp was Tragedy HC. Kind of warmed my heart that they identified as a hardcore band. I don't know why. It's probably stupid, but I was kind of psyched.
No,
Set them out like
that's
too
cool.
punk. It was like Tragedy PDX fucking, you know.
That might have already been taken. So, okay, what other quick hits we got? I'm going to check that out, by the way.
Very good.
The I did it 9/11 at gmail.com is taken. I
You
looked.
actually went and looked.
I looked because I was like, this would be funny to have this because we've mentioned it a few times.
Yeah.
And be like, if somebody emails it, like, all right, you get a fucking axe to grind no prize
But
or something.
somebody
got
thought
it.
that was a good idea.
Somebody's got I did it 9/11.
I wonder like how recently it was like. Was it from the podcast that someone told me?
I wanted to email so bad, but
Like who this?
yeah, like, will you sell us this email for $9.11?
We got to know somebody that can like send them like some kind of spam thing that'll like destroy their computer or something.
I mean,
You know, like there used to be one that you could send, like you could text somebody and it would just literally shut their phone off.
Oh, Jesus.
Like there's definitely someone out there, if you're out there, not to be old Trumpian and be
Yeah.
like, Russia, if you're listening, get me the emails. My friends,
destroy my nemesis
countrymen
with bots.
Yes, send bots to I did it 911 at gmail.com. The first one to present that Gmail account to Patrick Kinlan will get a prize pack.
Joe, but that person's actually edgier than I am. That's an edgy person.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Saddam 518.
at
Saddam
SoulSeek.
didn't do it. He didn't.
Yeah, we're
got
all
done,
clear
though.
on that now. GWB911.com. Do you guys know about the Greg Mongoloid prank that we played back in the Sound and Fury days?
No.
Speaking of festivals and Greg Falchetto here. I don't know what he did, but I was visiting in New Jersey and something silly. And I was like, oh, okay, we're going to play. It was early days of Twitter. We posted Greg's phone number and said, whoever sends the funniest message to this phone number gets in Sound and Fury for free. This is still in the time where you'd have to pay by text and stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
So Greg got hit with something like 500 messages and like all this stuff. And I think he ended up having to pay $170 on his phone.
That's
I don't remember what
was
we
pretty
did,
great.
but it was a really good prank, but
He'll make that today. Well, he'll get that back.
yeah, he'll be all right.
Which, by the way, we should talk about that. We're at Back to School Jam, and it looks like it's shaping up to be hot. Is that about
Nice
right?
spot. So nice spot. We should address that our man Tom had to climb over mountains and cross rivers to get here.
I thought my commute sucked, but
No,
but then
his
was-
Trump-
Dude, I literally left the house
his
at
was
10
the
o'clock.
thing.
Like, I was like, oh, this will be plenty of time.
Yes.
I set an alarm for this bullshit.
Yes.
To get to a hardcore
10
show.
o'clock, 10 o'clock should
Yeah,
have been
brunch
way
core.
more time.
Brunch
It's fucking
podcast.
terrible. Nosh and mosh. Some
So
bacon.
should I not take the ferry? Give me some ferry info here. What's up?
What did you say he was? He was ferry.
He
Ferry
was
con.
con.
Ferry
yeah.
con.
I was. Usually ferries are pretty decent. It's quick. It's like pretty much the most direct way of getting across.
And pleasant. It seems
Yeah,
like it could be
pleasant.
really pleasant.
Like, because, all right, so the ferry leaves from 39th Street. I was like, perfect. I'll take the 7 from my house, get right there, walk down the street, get on. Most of the area over there was closed for construction, so I had to walk like 10 blocks out of the way.
Yo, New York is closed for construction today.
They
It's
make it
fucking
very
insane.
difficult for actual people that live here and
Yes.
that need to get out.
Yes.
It's a fucking nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. And then I waited, and then the ferry, which said on the website that would take 15 minutes, did not.
It took 15 minutes to each stop, and there were 6 stops.
Some lady almost fucking ate it over the side because she missed her stop and thought she could still get off. And the guy that was working the boat had to like drag her back inside, which was good.
you said there was a lot of tourists on the boat.
a lot of tourists. Nobody knew where they were going. So this
Why were tourists going from Manhattan
people
to
go like
Hoboken?
Yeah.
Well, if you're from, and I'm saying this as someone who lives in New Jersey, Hoboken's neat and all, and if you live in New York and want to go to Hoboken for a night, that's fine.
Sure.
If you're visiting New York, just stay in New York City. There's better neighborhoods than Hoboken, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if they just take the ferry to like get a
Oh, to do the
Instagram
ferry.
view of the
Okay,
city
I
and stuff.
understand
I don't
that,
know.
but you know.
I'm suspicious my girlfriend's got a boyfriend in Hoboken. That's how much,
Oh, she's been going
that's
there.
how much she loves Hoboken.
It's good. It's
She's
good
young.
nightlife.
Yeah?
It's good nightlife. Yeah.
A
Lot of young people.
To me, Hoboken is cool if I want to, like, maybe I'm hanging out, I'm grabbing an Indian meal or something.
That's the Jerry we see her tagging in all her photos in Hoboken? All right.
Yeah,
Jerry from Hoboken. Shout out.
I like to.
We need a sub in for guests, so
like to
come
say
on.
that she's dating a Sean with an H.
Oh,
what
okay.
I mean? But no, she's in Hoboken a lot. And I don't understand the appeal. Is Jersey City popping, or am I confused? It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you walk down like the main like hotspot thoroughfare to get here.
Okay.
Like that plaza that's all closed off. That's pretty big.
I followed a kid because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So I followed a kid with a brass knuckle tattoo and was like, the odds are,
Did he lead you astray, or did he come right here?
He came right here.
Love it.
He came right here.
Love it.
But you can tell a brass knuckle tattoo that was
Where was the placement of the breast? Neck?
back of the bicep.
Back of the bicep. All right.
Oh, dude, definitely moshed at Chrome for Shattered Realm.
Yes, exactly.
Totally.
He was the perfect age for that.
Right, right. Probably had like some kind of hat on because he's got the MPB.
He did. Yeah.
Wait, what was that?
MPB, male pattern baldness.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah.
Not most precious blood. I mean, you probably if you like them, you probably wear fucking hats like that too. Honestly, maybe the latter version. Not
Dude,
the hardcore version.
male pattern baldness is a fear. That's such a bad
It's a real thing.
I mean, but that's the one in the back. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
yeah,
so.
No, that's this. The fucking half
Ring
a
around the
donut hole.
head?
Right. But it
Oh,
starts
yeah.
in the back, right? Because a receding hairline is different.
Right, I'm receding.
Right. We're all every life is receding. We're all receding.
Yes.
But the
world recedes.
But the other one is in the back. Like my
I
dad.
think that
Yeah.
where it starts going from the back.
Yeah, and then it's like creeping death towards
that
the front.
one. But that one is genetic, and the other one or hereditary, and the other one receding is a mystery. It could be anything.
So this is where we
Products.
confirm our old man status. Is we're having a fucking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what though? Half the people
But
that
it's
listen to
fucking
this
real.
are like, dude, I shaved
think-
my head at 19.
Yo.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the thing, right? Like my half brother bald at 19 and a half. Bald.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had that thought today. I'm driving. I'm like, if I started just shaving my head when I was younger, this would not be an issue. I could just do the shaves. I'm fine, but it's
look
my
all right
height
with a shave though.
But when you
I
kick
could
it in
do okay.
early,
But when
like
you-
I have friends that like done it early, then it's like, oh, you look no different. Like now,
Tom's-
if I was like, I'm getting law school
No,
here, I just have to give up.
Yo,
then it's like,
no,
what
but
the
if
fuck,
you-
bro? Like,
I
what
feel
happened
like
to you?
you're in good shape, man.
Yeah, it's
Honestly, I don't know.
I feel like Craig Satari like thinnered me like the last time I saw him because he wants everyone to be bald like him.
oh, motherfucker.
So
That's an evil dude.
Yo, nobody
He's
gets,
fucked up.
Nobody gets my thinner reference. I'm glad.
Yes.
Thank God.
So we were at like when Sick of It All played Asbury Park, and we were like Porta across the street waiting or whatever. And we were telling a story about a friend of ours that he literally like Jedi mind tricked into shaving his head. He's
my
like, dude, it's a
God.
fucking nightmare. You got to shave it. And my friend like posted it on the internet. Like, Craig made me shave my head. I'm so glad I did this.
Fuck.
And we were like joking about it. And he was like, let me see yours. He's like, dude, it's a fucking nightmare. You just got to shave it. I go, what?
He's got a line. He's got a line on it. That's it.
And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, dude, it's over. Just fucking let it go. I'm like, holy fuck. So now, like, as he left, I asked my friend Jerry, I'm like, am I going bald and no one told me? He's like, no.
He's like, this guy's just.
He's like,
fucking,
he's being
got
a dick.
an agenda.
But I feel like he was like thinner, and then like my hair started falling out since then. I don't know.
But what's crazy? Okay, so at what age were you when that happened? That was recent.
Dude, it was like last summer.
Okay, last summer. But here's my point: you never know the thing that you can't say to someone, and I find that so.
Oh.
interesting.
Sick of It All doesn't know that line.
No, see,
From my personal experience, it's never like, maybe we shouldn't say that.
So-
it's like, we definitely should say
So those dudes are brutal.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
See, I love
Severity level of out of 10, 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that. So I was in Pittsburgh recently, and
Is this where you were getting yelled at?
yeah,
Okay.
Joe from Code Orange. Like,
Did you ever get the whole thing on that?
He confessed.
I'll give it
No.
to you. I'll give it to you
He
later.
confessed
Uh-huh.
that he was hanging on to some anger. He said that every time he sees me, and he's seen me 55 times since then, that he gets a little spike of anger because something I said to him like
A while
first
ago.
time we met.
Yo,
And-
now we know why he broke the base. PK.
He made believe the monitor was your
Yeah,
face.
but
Yeah.
but
The
but it's
spike has been
interesting
released.
To think about that. There's
What did you say to him?
everybody's got a thing.
Is that not?
You know what? I was
Not fair for air.
not fair for air.
Okay.
and I was motherfucking joking, but it was like
People got lines,
yeah,
man.
people got lines. It's a funny thing.
That dude does jujitsu now. He'll fucking choke your ass out.
I mean, he's also fucking
9
put
feet
on.
tall,
He's
yeah.
put on fucking 80 pounds since
Yeah.
I met him.
And
looks
That's
like
in his
looks
beard.
like a strong dude.
Yeah, no, he's gotten there.
He's a
But-
I think he looked strong without the beard too. To be honest, a good looking dude. So
Well,
good
He's got
for
a
him.
jaw.
Yeah.
Goes
Like
a
a
long way.
strong, like I couldn't knock you out.
Right, which most dudes who got the beard thing going on may or may
covering
not
their
have a
fat face.
beard. Right.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's what I was going to say about if you chose to. I think both of you could go shaved head, but
I got a large fucking head, dude.
but here's the thing: you keep your beard pretty ordered.
Yeah.
And that makes it so you can do the shave.
I got a big fucking Irish
Tom,
head.
I think you
see
got.
that, but
and I
They
also.
thought I had water on the brain when I was born.
no.
Yeah.
Yo, I
and
think
my
you
father
got-
was fist fought the doctor. Yeah.
I think you got good hair and keep it.
Thank you.
And like it's
Fuck you, Craig
smooth,
Satari.
and you
I
got
love
a
you
good
anyway.
look.
Thinner.
Thinner.
Okay. We got any more quick hits? What, there was something else.
There was a
wanted to
big
touch on.
thing. It's not even. I don't even know if there's a quickie. Do we have any other quick ones? So we did Cult Leader. We did
FYA.
this. FYA is the big one. Yeah,
Oh,
let's do
okay.
that. I got the lineup.
It's a good concert.
Quite a concert. So you played there.
I did.
Good vibe? Because I never.
It was a good vibe, actually.
Yeah.
I think the venue now is better. That was a big venue that we played in Ybor City.
Was that the one Chain played? No.
No,
It's the
that
one
was last
before-
year. We
yeah,
played the year
right.
before that.
Right.
We played the one that was like, if everyone remembers their hardcore beef, there was supposed to be like a giant brawl.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Between
Photos and such.
hardcore
Beef
kids and bikers and shit. Nothing actually happened, thankfully. But like I showed up to hang out, and like place was locked down. Like people like around all the doors, like waiting, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
But it was a good vibe. It was like Blish's last show, so it was pretty nuts.
That's right.
Jorge Marauder called me his N-word, which was
Okay.
Oh.
the first, which was cool. I was like, someone's like, I'm like, I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't repeat it. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's nice
Yeah.
sentiment, but let's let it pass.
Yeah, like you could have said he's my buddy, but that's cool too. But yeah, it's a good vibe. Like there's a lot of young kids, and like they give everyone kind of a chance, which is cool.
So cool.
It's like it's a good vibe. It's legit a good vibe. This new place looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think they would talk about like because a lot of people would hang out. There's like ramps on the side that people kind of tended to congregate on.
Yeah.
So they
Loitering.
might kind of change some stuff around so people have to be on the floor.
Here's a question related.
Yes.
In rap and hardcore, there's 500 people on the stage, right? Like
Sure.
a big show, 500 people on the stage.
Yep.
I'm not talking about fans.
You're talking stage potatoes.
I'm talking about like
Yeah.
your buddy, your gang affiliate, whoever the
Yeah.
fuck it is standing behind.
Yeah.
So and does it stick out to you more now as like grown-ups when there's nobody on a stage and the fucking band is doing it without anybody? Because now I think that leaves a nicer impression, don't you?
It definitely does.
Because when you're a kid, you see 500 people on stage, you're like, wow, this band's really plugged in.
It depends.
Okay. what
I
you
feel
got?
like you're going to see, say you go to like fucking Black and Blue Bowl.
Yep.
And Mad Bull's playing, and it's fucking 300 dudes with neck tattoos on stage
Yeah.
and their families.
Leaves an impression.
It's kind of like,
Yep.
fuck, this is an army.
Yep.
But if it's just like, fucking random band number 3 and like literally all their friends are on the stage,
Yeah.
it kind of looks a little cheesy. There's nothing like a sparse stage with like 4 men, women, whatever, as a unit just playing and no
Yeah,
one standing around.
I agree.
It kind of takes away from them when it's just like random hangers on just fucking hanging there.
What
If it's a
I-
crew thing, I think it's different, quite honestly.
Yeah,
no matter
no,
what it
I-
is.
it gives
it's
a
like a sense of like, this is our band, this is our people.
It gives a different
You know.
impression for sure than just.
But if
Googling.
it's just like, I don't feel like standing down there with the plebes, like that's corny.
Yeah, agreed.
To me.
But I've been thinking about this. I really like spotlights, like almost like I'm giving the Tony Awards or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But for the type of music that we all enjoy and play, it's almost impossible because there's no way anybody could keep up with the body movements of people. But I like that idea of single spotlights for every performer.
Yeah.
I think that's like that's what I like to see when I go out. You know what I mean? Because I don't like a light show. I don't need a fucking light show.
No, I don't want a seizure, but I'd like
You know what I
some, yeah.
But I like the single thing. But okay, give me this fucking lineup.
Okay.
Jeez,
I think
sorry.
it's the no stress. Tom is not
I am
only
tour managing from
Yeah.
a chair.
for his own band.
You're not allowed to load in, which is good.
Okay.
Merch is in a different building 2 blocks away,
Yep.
which I'm hearing about and everyone's mad about.
Yep.
We showed up early because he told us to get there at 1. We're not allowed to load in.
Okay.
So it's going well.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, am I on the list?
Who? Like just friends?
Yeah.
Doesn't
And I was
know
like,
you're not on the
I was like,
list.
I haven't handed in a list yet. Well, I'm in Jersey City already. Well,
Yeah,
you'll be waiting a while.
Let's do this. We'll get into FYI, but
Yeah,
this
let's
is
do
a
it.
good.
No, it's fine.
No, you want to jump in, and then we'll do you because this is the interesting thing is we're getting a unique ability to talk to someone who's going to be playing one of the prominent roles at the festival the day he's playing. So there we go. Thank you for making time for this.
Sure, thank you.
I'm saying proof of unemployment is what I need for a guest list now. I need
My whole thing is like,
I need proof that you are in a rough spot.
all right, I have a friend, and then we'll start FYI.
Of course.
She lives in Jersey City.
Yep.
Apartment is between $35,000 and $4,000 a year, a month.
Bless
Drives
up.
a brand new BMW.
Yep.
Bless
You're gonna
up.
be in Jersey City. Former hardcore person.
Yep.
Yeah, White Eagle Hall. Oh, okay. She's like, $40. I go, yeah. She's like, oh, I didn't know it was a festival. I'm like, bands are flying out for this and getting paid. Like, it can't be
Yeah.
cheap.
And there's at least 4 real headliners.
Like,
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
my
Yeah.
show. Like, if it'd be a $12 show if it was us. It's
Right.
fucking $40, and she's like, are you going to be, like, hanging out outside before and after?
Oh,
You drive, if you sold your car, you could pay half my fucking school loans.
yeah, I know.
And you give me a fucking hard time about $40.
But as they say, that's how the rich stay rich. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I got a friend who hasn't paid for a meal in 6 years. Hasn't paid for his own food in 6 years.
Is that you?
No, that,
You're like, I got a friend, Patrick Pinland. No one ever know you.
Jesus. I
Cat
wish that was me.
Pimplin. All right.
Okay. What do we got? We
All
start from
right.
the bottom?
We're gonna start. Well,
we're
no,
here.
because it's not a. It's not. They posted a lineup one, but the way I read it, it's actually just the top 4.
Yeah,
and I
there's-
think those are in order, and then the rest is alphabetical.
Right, but the top 4 aren't necessarily in order.
Oh.
I'm not
told.
sure. Okay, good. So
A certain band on there
it kind of
did not negotiate that spot,
Gotcha.
Okay.
if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, let's start Saturday, January 5th, the Canal Club. Oh, and they actually put it wrong. It's January 5th, 6th, 2019, not 2018, because this is some time travel.
You blew it.
Come on, Bobby Wilson. Tampa, Florida.
I might fuck that one up too, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're in the now.
Yeah.
Saturday, January 5th. Let's, quick reaction, Siege Band?
Yeah, do it.
Incendiary.
Nobody here's mad at that
No.
band.
Bam, bam,
They'll
bam.
kill it.
Even though I buried them and it was wrong.
Yeah, they should kill it.
You'll see in about
One of
6
the
hours.
best reactions at This Is Hardcore.
Yeah,
from what everyone
my
says.
track record's not great.
Eco Strike.
Big
Probably should headline.
Big reaction in Florida. It's going to go big.
They're the fucking centerpiece of Florida. It's like Southern hardcore. They're the foundation. Like no pun
shit.
intended.
Oh, that's an that's a
How
that's a good
Foundation
take.
like took over the South.
Yeah.
And like had their offspring.
Yep.
I feel like East Coast Strike is that now.
All right. God,
Who else
God
is-
bless
Yo, I
those
think
guys.
that's a really good take. That's
Who else
interesting.
really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's Magnitude and all those bands, but
They look
they're
to
like,
Eco Strike.
yeah. I mean, like how Magnitude was. What was Kyle Jackson?
Oh,
Discourse.
Discourse, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were their Discourse to Foundation is like
Gotcha.
Magnitude.
Okay.
I feel like they should be a headliner. To
All
be quite
right.
honest with you.
Morning Again. Florida.
Look, they got a new record coming out.
New record
That's
coming out
cool.
on Revelation.
I'll give it.
They're
a,
booking shows and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I'll give
Josh
it a-
White is booking them.
I'll give it a listen. I'm interested actually in what that band does because that really is not a prominent band. You know what I mean? That's not like an important band per se. I'm sure it's very important to some people. Don't fucking at me. I'm just saying, in our current idea of hardcore history, that's not a marquee act.
Did they have a moment?
I believe so. It kind of was like
It never
concurrent
was
with
for me, but
ours.
I was not there. You know,
It's
for
weird.
it.
I mean, like in Florida, sure. In certain
Yeah.
places, absolutely. But
Yep.
like we were in New York.
Right.
and
didn't
you were in
mean
New
shit.
York.
No,
You were in New
honestly.
York, but you also killed in the South. Like killed, right? Like
To a point. Some
right,
places,
right.
yeah, some places was fucking deader than
Right.
anything. But no, yeah. But I feel like at that time when they were doing like them and Culture were like Southern hardcore bands.
Oh, yeah.
They went from like Florida to like Germany.
Right. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
did they ever
That's
play
right.
CBGBs? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
couldn't
Right.
guess.
Right.
But-
Not with us. And
Yeah.
we were the house band
But-
for that kind of show.
With them and Race Trader putting out new records.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not mad at this.
I'm actually. I feel like Race Trader has a place in current.
Really? Just because of the discourse?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, we can get to that. But both bands, I'm not mad at them putting out new material.
I actually appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's not lazy.
100%.
I
Might not be good.
think it's way better than just popping
show-
up and
yeah.
playing a
Doing
bunch of
the
shows.
hits.
It's cool. Go do your thing. Do your art.
for sure. But is it Like
Man,
is it a headliner? Is it a semi-headliner?
Honestly, on this lineup, I'd put them behind Incendiary, Ego Strike, and then the next band we're going to talk about for sure.
Probably. Yeah, I would think. Yeah. I mean, I feel like old people don't come to fests.
Right. You put that midday for the people that
You just
appreciate
spelled it out, too. An old person's like, oh, man, $40. You definitely got $40 to come to the fest.
The amount of text messages I've gotten the last couple of days, I'm like, if you were like, hey, man, you want to go to this arena show for free? Sure. You want to go to this hardcore show for free for $35? I could pay.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
I mean,
really
I'm spoiled. I really, I'm spoiled. But so I can't speak on this. You know what I mean? But
I mean, I would rather if you were like, do you want to pay $25 and get a pass that you don't have to stand in the crowd, or do you want to get in for free and stand in the crowd? I will gladly pay $25 to not have to get elbowed into by people.
All true.
True. All right, Morning Again. Yo, but it's funny because we're saying that about Morning Again. Cool that you're doing that. How would we feel if Judge was recording a new record?
There were rumors of it.
There were.
But I feel like they're even further removed from relevancy, honestly.
But I think just simply put, if Judge was recording a new record, I'd be like, oh, please don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking 30 years ago.
See, I'm going to be honest. At this point, and 5 years ago, I would have agreed with you. Mm-hmm. At this point, you're going to be doing the shows. Come on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Let's do
not. That's not a bad take. I think I probably might be with you.
Like but
there's a part of me because they're that much more canonical or we're bigger than something like Morning Again, and they are, like you said, Tom, further back.
Yeah, 30 years.
I
This
know.
was the last time Judge wrote a record.
There's a legacy to ruin.
That's right, and we don't know, and I guess that's the thing. We're saying that Morning Again maybe still hasn't written their best record. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right, but they have less of a legacy. Like Judge could ruin it. I mean, did you hear the Gorilla Biscuit songs that they had on that 7-inch?
But here's the thing.
When they came back.
So I think
they went from one of the best hardcore records ever to an absolute embarrassment.
Do we know who wrote those tracks?
Walter.
Really? What was he? Was he going through his shit, or what happened?
It was just them trying to do Civ, I guess. I don't know. It was 2 songs and then that limited edition one that they sold on that first tour. It's like I listened to it once. I was like, I will never listen to this again.
Here was a conversation I was having the other day with
Check the Matrix
with a listener and friend of the room. Cro-Mags. There's some debate over. If you go see the Cro-Mags with JJ and all that, everybody reports that it is always entertaining. They also report it is always the same thing. You know what I mean?
That dude, they haven't changed the set list in 12 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, but other people, and I like that last Harley record, to be totally honest. Some people took issue with the lyrics, blah, blah, blah.
That's my only beef with it.
I really enjoyed it.
Music, it's hard. If he had a fucking ghostwriter, god damn.
Harley,
could you help him with that, Jesus? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do better than what he did.
I put money on it.
So, but here's the thing. The debate was whose legacy is more secure, who's all that conversation, right? And what we talked about was my feeling is, get together, 2 songs, put the whole thing to bed. You don't ever have to like each other, talk to each other, but let's see what's real. Are you actually any good in 2018? Could you write songs that are good? And then put it to bed. What about the gamble of a legacy? Do you gamble a legacy?
No, I mean you on an artistic level, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like if you are look at yourself as an artist now, if you look at yourself as just going and doing that because hey, we love doing that. I'm willing about there's people who were like, yeah, you know what? I'm just not interested in writing new songs. That's cool. Go have fun. Go play the songs you want to play. Yeah. So that's the way it is. But tough, yeah.
I mean,
have you thought about it?
Yeah, we're like every time we talk about it, Justin's like. It's kind of like when Billy Joel puts out the greatest hits record and puts those 2 new songs at the end. He's like, that's what these new songs are going to be like. He's like, I'm afraid.
I feel like
the dude batted 6 for 6 or whatever the fuck. He's like, I could really fuck this whole thing up. And no one's going to remember the fucking 3 records that they love. They're going to be like, oh, God.
Yeah,
old men fucking yelling about clouds. You know
what it could be? Honestly, is it's like the Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards thing. Where it's like,
you lost a step.
Immediately, people are like, he was still good. He was still a good player, but he wasn't Michael Jordan. Over time, people forget that.
Yeah.
People forget that era, but it's always one of those things that, Michael Jordan, but remember those couple years on the Wizards? And it's like, it's Joe Namath on the Rams. I mean, OJ on the 49ers. People forget the OJ after Naked Gun.
He peaked.
Yeah.
Also, who do you rely on? Okay, let's just say for a second that legacy is important to these people. I don't know that. You know what I mean? It's none of my business, to be frank. But let's say it's important. Who do you trust to listen to your new material and be honest with you if that is a thing that you should release to contribute to who you are and your legacy and how people see you, or if you should toss it in the fucking garbage.
Oh, it's tough.
I would trust you.
Yeah?
Because I feel like you wouldn't bullshit me.
No, I would not. That
I
is
think,
true.
and you know
But I also
enough of us to be like, this isn't.
I
up to your
think what
standard.
Tom's saying, like you have to go to someone who's both a fan of your material,
right, to a point, and
they-
honest.
right? And
I
is
couldn't give it to
honest.
Bob. Bob would be like, I don't like the old stuff either. So
Well,
it's
no,
like,
and I would be
not
I
in
would
a bad
be
way,
honest.
but I'm saying, yeah,
I would be honest, but it
you
would
would
be
think it
coming
would
from a
probably
point of
suck,
like,
if
oh,
it wasn't
nah.
your thing. You know what I mean? He
Well,
at
it
least
just would
has
be
like
tough.
some reference point that he was like,
That's exactly
you liked
right.
us at one point,
But
and then you could tell
That's
us like,
totally like
that's
I
not-
think that's the thing he said.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not coming from a point where I was like having now listened to Indecision and Most Precious Blood with the ears of not a jerk 16-year-old. It's like, oh, I get this, I see it, but I still wouldn't be coming from a point where it was meaningful to me at a time when it was active. I think it should be when it was something where it was meaningful to somebody, but they can listen to it with the ears. It's tough, man. That's a
because
tough
if someone
question,
gave me
right?
something that I didn't like to begin with, I wouldn't be able to judge it on its merit. I'd be like,
But-
this isn't for me.
And think about how good a Gorilla Biscuits reunion record would have to be to stand
there's
in the.
no way,
There's no
dude.
way.
I mean, you
like
know
the
what
Civ record.
That's what it was. That's what I was
too.
going to say. Set Your Goals is the GB reunion record,
but
that we
only
wanted.
because it was named something different. But everybody kind of knew.
Yeah, they
and
knew
it was
that
like
if you knew,
okay,
you knew, and
it
it's
was
like,
good
fuck.
enough.
Yeah.
But if you would call that Gorilla Biscuits Set Your Goals,
You'd be like, you
there
sellouts.
might be people who are like, really?
Yeah.
Why is it so slow? This is less. You know, like I think it's a fantastic question. Who do you trust? Man, you got
Yeah.
to be careful because the other side is, what if they do tell you, yo, this sucks,
And what if you don't really think it sucks?
right?
But that's the problem, is that you can't check yourself. Like, my behavior, sometimes I need a check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you've seen me behave in a way that requires an outside editor to tell me.
That's tough.
To tell me, hey, you need to take it down a notch, or you need to be cool here.
People are either their most like hated critic or like love every fucking thing they shit out. It's hard. It's really tough.
Yeah. And
Ryan Adams puts out fucking hundreds of songs every couple of years. It's
Right.
like, dude, if you would have done 12 of these would have been the best.
Yeah, and I mean,
rock
I think
record.
that's where it comes with you. Like, I think it's funny because I like your band a lot, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, this record missed me.
And that
Like,
and
you know
that's a
what I mean?
legacy I'm comfortable with.
Right, I
But
know you
not-
are.
But not everybody is. And like and that's the part that's interesting to me, is you don't just got to trust somebody to tell you that's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
If you're concerned about quote unquote legacy or whatever, you got to trust somebody to say this is a hit by the standards of your listener.
Sure.
And your listener, for some of these bands, for Morning Again, their listener is now 37 years old.
Yeah.
Firstly, I don't know how the music is going to reach that 37-year-old. So my guess is that they're going to have to play in front of younger people. And God bless, that's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
But to hit for a 37 or to hit, if you are 37 trying to hit with fucking 19-year-olds to 23-year-olds, yo,
It's hard to say, but at the same time, so like if you're a 37-year-old dude, your 37-year-old fan base might be like, this is fucking cool. But guess
sure.
what? You'll never know that because they'll be in the back with the beer.
Yes,
And
correct.
Right.
you need
Yeah.
the 19. And some bands, Floor Punch,
Yeah.
honestly, us to a point.
Yeah.
Young kids still give a shit.
Absolutely.
well,
If we were depending on the kids that saw us at CBGB's in 1998, it would be a fucking mausoleum.
Yes. A lot of standing around.
But
a lot
I
of
mean,
people were like, hey, that was a great set, man.
Yeah,
cool.
but think of fucking
there was no
Floor
energy.
Punch. There's
Yeah.
not 40-year-old kids going off. It's
right.
fucking 19-year-olds and
That's right.
23-year-olds and that kind of stuff. Certain bands have that, and I don't know why. Why it would be Floor Punch
No.
and not say Morning Again?
Well, I don't
It's
want-
hard to say that they have it, though. I
Or
don't know.
like Floor Punch versus In My Eyes. At the time, In My Eyes was a huge band.
Probably
Yes.
bigger than Floor Punch.
Probably bigger. But
Now
then
it's-
That's my
and
memory.
every reunion, yeah. Well, that's interesting. But I think it's an interesting question. My take too is that if you are doing the reunion record, the move is to do an LP. This is a weird
Ooh.
take because I think if you only do a couple songs,
People
it's
toss them
easy
out,
to
they just disregard
toss.
them. Yeah.
Easy to toss. And
Especially digitally.
yeah,
You listen to it once, you go, all right.
I'll just listen to the classic record. But
don't
if you
know.
put out a strong full length, and it's the same conversation we have about putting out a lot of material. If you put out a full length of just Drek, man, you really iced yourself.
See, I know I'm a Slapshot apologist. I get that that's a thing here. I listened to a Slapshot record from 2012 the other day, like a single.
Yeah, you put on for this, yeah.
It's
No.
an Australian single, and it is clearly throwaway tracks. And when I'm listening to it, I'm like, yo, I just have to be honest with myself. This is still highly capable hardcore music that I really actually enjoy.
I mean, those dudes,
Sure.
I mean, you might not. It's not going to be great, but it's never going to be bad.
That's a good point. It's going to be like good.
I mean, those dudes can write those songs in their fucking sleep.
Think about the Lifetime reunion record from 2009 or whatever.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
did that single 8, 6, 7, whatever.
Yeah.
They did that
I don't
single,
remember.
2 songs, and it was good. It was clearly
cool,
good.
yeah.
But then when they put out the full length, you went, "Oh, this
These-
belongs in their canon."
Yeah, it's not- they didn't
right
embarrass
along with their other stuff.
Right. Think of how many bands actually did that. Them,
Not many.
Descendants,
Descendants.
a few other, like not a ton of bands. That
Hardcore bands is really tough. The more like once you go to a
maybe
more
into
hardcore
another,
song-
but they were old man music when they were young.
Yeah, and they're like totally post Quicksand's new record if people count it. There's a lot of people who don't, but like with a hardcore band,
Yeah, I mean,
one with an extended integrity, I guess. But we
It's all
debunked
new
that.
people.
We debunked it too.
Yeah.
Like they went from putting out what are universally called bad records like Closure, Eden Tag 2K,
Yeah.
to putting out To Die For. People are like, oh, Return to Form,
Right.
you know, and have kind of
in
consistently
the course of 2.5 years.
correct.
You know what I mean?
So like I don't know if
but
there's
it's a
one
full
who's taking a
different
long
band
break.
too.
Right.
That's the whole thing. It's not like the Melnick's not writing
Oh.
the same shit.
Well,
Okay,
I mean, that's like if I start a band tomorrow, Colon Indecision, but I have fucking
All different
and,
bands. Yeah.
you know, Ricky Singh writing
saying
my
right Brandon
music.
riffs, right? you
Right,
know?
and it, of course it'll be fucking vibrant because it's current people. You know what I'm saying?
We'll
Like,
just
it's-
pitch that to Justin if he's worried about his legacy.
like we'll get a ghostwriter. I mean,
Here's the question: AF?
Cro-Mags had a record written for them, and it didn't use it.
That's right.
X-Ray Vision, which is Mike from Killswitch and Overcast, and
Oh, right.
Brian from Overcast. That was literally a record that Mike D wrote and presented to the Cro-Mags, and they turned it down, and then they made it into a record.
I love the idea that somebody would do that. I think that's like a fun.
I've known people that wrote for like Murphy's Law, like people that were
Yep,
writing
yep.
like sheer terror songs. I'm like presenting it to them, and then be like, "Oh, you want it? All right, we'll use it." Like wild. I couldn't imagine being like a.
That would be a weird look.
I don't know if I. Yeah.
That's where that's kind of circles back to this artist legacy thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if it's good, but you
Right.
didn't write it, do you
Right.
feel about it?
So we get the dudes from Turnstile to write us an Indecision song and just play it. It's like that doesn't count.
I mean,
Or it would feel a lot different, right? You know
would
what I mean?
imagine so. Yeah.
do we,
I'm ready for the contrary point here.
No,
Go.
no. I have a legacy question, but do we want to? Are we putting a pin in legacy, or are we?
No,
going
let's go in the legacy. This is a fun.
Okay.
I got one too for you guys.
So I was talking to a. Sure.
Yeah.
We're back.
Boo boo boo.
Boo-boo-doo. And here's my legacy question.
Yeah.
And it's actually coming from a listener who called me up the other day. We're just bullshitting.
If you guys want Patrick's number for listener calls. Oh, speaking of. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, what's the Mike Jones 861-334-8004? Hit Mike Jones up on the low. Remember that song?
Did that go straight to Mike Jones' pager?
That's
you
right.
could
I
call
remember
Mike
that.
Jones.
I remember that.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
So it was a not fan of Indecision, but not a hater.
How dare shear him?
Just
Have they heard us?
I
I want names. Names.
Their question.
Like at me?
No,
But just in general.
to me, I think. But like we just riffed on it. Why,
Am I a legacy act at this
Why
point?
do
Is that-
you think that your legacy has gone better than some of your contemporaries?
Ooh.
Is that fair to say, by the way, Bob? You and I are good to say this. That
I mean, it's indisputable, and I have a reason, but I want Tom
Okay.
to answer first.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I can't. Not to be like it's for the history books, bro. I don't know. Like I don't really know. I really have no idea. I'm happily surprised. Are we as popular now as we were 8 years ago? No. But I don't think we've had as precipitous a drop off as bands that, in my head and in 99% of hardcore's head, have a far greater size and legacy. And I mean, quite honestly, we play Brooklyn tomorrow. We'd outdraw Judge.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
fucking blows my mind. It's fucking Judge.
Yeah, and that's not you saying that's right or wrong. That's you just saying
That's
that's, the facts of
stupid.
2018.
I mean, Outburst is playing fucking 3 hours before us.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like our first.
Does that trip
CBGB
you out a
show-
little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, we opened literally the first time we ever played CBGBs. We opened for Outburst.
That's cool.
In 1996.
Yeah.
And now they're playing
Ooh.
fucking 8 bands before. Like that's insane to me. But like they went off on one show and people were like,
that's
Thanks,
all.
man.
Do you have an answer? I think you got an answer.
I
too.
would-
Why don't
I'm
we
very
we
curious.
wax to Tom about this?
I'm curious though.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 1, you guys managed it well and weren't corny at any point. Period. Like, I just don't think Indecision, even your biggest detractor or somebody who's like, I don't like them, I don't think you guys were corny ever. That matters.
Yeah, that matters.
You didn't do...
And we were a hardcore band.
Yes, and you didn't do lame things.
No.
Even, I'll extend this to MPB, which did bigger tours with stuff that was either in the realm or adjacent or quasi.
Right. Like Andrew WK.
You guys still weren't lame about it. You never... And it was always clear that you guys were into hardcore. You specifically maintained being into hardcore and never were like on some like this shit's lame, never on some I'm too cool for this, never did the bullshit thing that people who are in bands that have a level of popularity, especially locally, do. And you never, despite other than like times where you maybe dipped for work or different things like that in life.
I never left. Yeah.
You never left, and you were never that dude who was like, oh, I'm too cool for this room. I'm too cool to go check out this show. So that all helped. And I think the records held up. And with the modern hardcore sound that kind of with AN bands who kind of took from the Unbroken school, Indecision's sound got bigger posthumously than it was during the time.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, for our parts, I mean, the biggest bands of the last 10 years, I mean, would say it, that they've, owed us a bit of gratitude, I guess. I don't know. Like, Foundation and Incendiary are,
look,
as close to,
I thought Bob was going to...
Same thing with Turmoil,
I thought Bob was going to grab my answer. I'm glad you didn't. I think that being an older act that plays infrequently, it matters quite a bit if you put on fully when you play. People will go to anyone's reunion. Once.
That's right.
I mean, they will go to something that they knew was bad back in the day.
Yep.
And they'll go. But they won't go a second time unless it was fucking great.
Do you know how much I like DYS?
Tell me.
I fucking love DYS.
How you going to see Dave Smalley in 2018?
No. And I love DYS. I love Dag Nasty with Dave. I love all with Dave Smalley.
I even love Down by Law.
I like a lot of Down by Law. I don't want to see it because I've heard it's bad. The DYS reunions I brought up, because people were like, it was so bad, I feel differently. And I'm like, I don't want to like even taint it.
You just
like,
want to have that picture of him swinging the microphone,
right?
With his
I don't think I've even seen a DYS video, but just the still image. I'm like, that's cool. You put on live, and that's mattered. And like I said at the beginning, managed it well. Like, you haven't been corny about it. I don't know. You've done good, and you guys deserve the success that you're gonna have today.
I hope so.
There you go.
And also because you guys go off, you fucking go off.
I mean, I think we're a proficient live band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
we got to get Brandon on here because he's still
Justin,
because he had the first episode. We were like Incendiary or Indecision to bring this all the way back.
Yeah,
to
he was
right
like,
now.
I want to be on.
He was like, yo, I need to be on. I got to square this up.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It's like, it was fucking, I don't know.
I had some.
Not everyone is Black Sabbath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't say like, well, Pantera's better than Black Sabbath because Black Sabbath's pretty fucking insane. But there's bands that it's like, well, they built off that and they had, and with that information, they did a better version of it. And
Or did it, or a version that is different. Like Incendiary and you guys are not like carbon copies. You know what I mean? That's not fair.
Like fucking the guy from 3 Knee Deep, and singing for Incendiary, no one would say a word.
That's true.
It's a high pitched dude. The music's close.
I don't agree. I look. I think the early Incendiary stuff owes a great debt of gratitude to Indecision.
I think that's true.
I think that's undeniable. But here's what a good band does. They expand on that palette, and I think
It's a totally different band now.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And the new Incendiary stuff, the last record, is doing things vocally that you would never attempt, right?
No, like rapping and stuff like that.
I didn't want to say rapping because everybody thinks I'm a kid.
And you go at it.
No, but I mean, even like everyone like writes off Code Orange even as like, oh, disembodied.
Right.
But it's not.
It's
like
not.
Like they
Haven't
far
seen-
surpassed that song.
Yeah, haven't seen both bands in their primes. Code Orange is better.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like by a fucking long shot. Just because they use that fucking the spooky chord, everyone assumes that they're the same kind of thing. It's not.
Yeah. And particularly now, Worlds Away.
Question
But-
for you really quick, and then we'll go on to my legacy question and other things. Do you think Indecision now as a live act?
Just me?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
Indecision now as a live act versus Indecision, let's say when the first LP came out. Who's better? Because it's hard. Because you're older and you're younger, but clearly you know what you're doing now better.
Yeah, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. I mean,
right.
We
You were young.
We didn't master the first record.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally.
that's insane. Yeah.
Because we're like, we're fucking punk. We don't need to master it. And we were like,
What's a
what are you
master?
doing?
Yeah.
Like, you assholes. Like, what are you doing?
So Time Machine Tom is telling, like, get the fucking record
We
master.
got it mastered. But just watching like old videos and shit, you're like, I get it. We were pretty fucking
You're a good lot.
ferocious.
There you go.
See,
But
I-
now, like, we have our sounds down.
That's what
My
I'm saying.
voice has grown in the last 20 years. You know what I mean?
I know that this feels like a convenient bias for a man that I'm getting older to say. I love experience, and I'll take experience. Youthful enthusiasm is worth $1 million, but I think experience is worth $1,000,001.
Yeah.
I really, and not for And
Well, there's
look,
two sides to that because I just gave the Dave Smalley thing, and that,
and also we do a physical thing in this business. Your body breaks down. You know what I mean? Time is undefeated. You're going to eventually suck. But I think there is a sweet spot where everything that you knew, everything that you learned,
now at the nexus.
has coalesced inside of your fucking brain, and now you have a laser beam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, absolutely.
Laser beam Tom.
laser
beam.
All right, last question because we started the legacy thing because you kind of pitched this weird
interesting.
question about the Cro-Mags. Whose legacy is better? And I already have an answer for this.
You do.
John Joseph or Harley?
Harley.
Okay, so this was the debate.
It's a goddamn eternal debate.
Yeah, eternal debate. It's really worth its own fucking.
But I mean, you got to
podcast.
say, Harley was on Age of Quarrel and Best Wishes.
Yeah.
John was just on Age of Quarrel. Pretty much garbage from then. The Blood Clot record, the second one, the Punk Blood Clot record, is good.
Okay.
Okay. Did you like any Both Worlds or not?
I actually did, but like if I listen to it now,
At the
I'd be
time,
like,
a lot of people
Right.
did. Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing. Actually, I could do both worlds, but now I.
I don't know if what I would think about it.
Maybe we'll do a Both Worlds listening party.
With John Joseph
What if
listening
it's
party.
way better than we think?
Let's do a Both Worlds listening party with one of those with one of those buttons, and we'll just we'll see how long we can last before we're like, I'm out, and we get
Because
to put on
I'm militant.
deafeners.
It's very recorded, weird, and it's,
So you're saying Harley?
yeah.
I'm inclined to say Harley because of this last record, which at an advanced age, he killed some riffs.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
I
So
totally
That White Devil stuff, the fucking Revenge record is good.
I'm inclined to say Harley, but I have a lot of a thing because John sometimes gets disrespect and whatever.
Totally.
Not necessarily by us, but by
No.
but
At large.
yes, the dude is that athleticism that you see.
It's quite impressive.
It's quite
Oh my God.
impressive.
It's
This
amazing.
is how
He's
old is
world
the fucking
renowned
man?
for this.
In his mid to late 50s.
Yeah. Right, so,
I mean, he's known around the world for that.
Yes. Right.
He happens to be the guy from the Cro-Mags, but he's like vegan warrior. Fucking, I run Iron Man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That got him on Joe Rogan.
yeah.
So
But they both embarrassed themselves.
So my
They've
answer is
had bad
that
moments.
my answer is that if either of you seen the Lord of the Rings movies, you pick Gandalf or you pick that weird fire monster. Either one could be John Joseph or Harley too. They both went rolling down the fucking
yeah.
pit together,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what their legacy
The
is.
internet ruined them.
Yeah, totally.
but
because
That
their
would be my-
weird petty beef was a weird petty beef before the internet.
I mean, I was at a fucking show 20-something years ago when John got arrested for being AWOL. And, like, some guy got up and read a letter from him from fucking jail. Because he got... One of the dudes that were in his band got him arrested.
Let me say something though in their defense, and I know I don't need to. I know I don't.
Of course.
I don't. Well, I know I don't need to defend them to you guys.
You're a meme
You're
now about Age of
fans
Quarrel.
them. Yeah, I saw that. But
Fantastic.
I'm going to defend
really good.
these two dudes in this respect. To be around for as long as they've been around, as
Coming up on
figures,
40.
as figures.
40 years, probably 30, 38.
I need people to understand this. Your gut. Actually, this is a funny conversation that Greg Mongo and I had moments before this podcast started, which is if you're
Oh, that's why he wouldn't let me in. Got it.
if you're around long enough, you are eventually going to be out of vogue and back in vogue and out of vogue and back in vogue. People.
Harvey Dent, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
You stay around long enough to become the fucking villain.
Exactly, and then things
Ding,
come
ding,
around. You do a little rebrand or time change.
Right.
Time changes people's perceptions.
what
of you.
goes around comes back around.
But I guess what I'm saying is,
You don't
I've
know.
had moments where I've dismissed these two men as big toddlers. Don't beat me up, either one of you. Big toddlers that I'm just like, yo, this is ridiculous. You're all grown fucking men.
Right.
But, you know, you're around this long.
And they're fighting over this one thing. That's the
well,
problem.
that's the problem. Yes, if they
That's
were,
why they look more childish than I
yes,
think.
Correct.
that
It's
is
like,
true. Yes.
I mean, imagine like, all right, so fucking end of year never turns into self-defense, whatever, and like you and fucking whoever, you
Andrew.
know, you and Andrew,
Yeah, Andrew's.
or like 25 years from now, end of year is like the fucking biggest thing going. You both hate each other.
A lot
but
of shirts sold, that
right.
sort of thing. Yeah.
But you're like, this is that one thing we have, and like you want it, and I want it too. But like you didn't write those fucking riffs. I wrote those lyrics. Well, you didn't write that. Like it's just
I don't want
you're
any-
fighting over a very, 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 very small piece of territory.
Sure,
true.
but is it a legacy? And for men that grew up in it and were at the fucking baseline of it, maybe it is the world. I know myself, and I can say that as much pride as I take in what I do, I take it when I do it. If the world wants to strip me of it, they can. I'll put up a fight, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go down with the ship.
Is it because you have other?
That could be.
I also
that could
think
be.
that there might be a part to both of them that they see it as part of their brand building. Like this is part of my
It's
story.
definitely helped.
And it helped until it stopped, and it was,
Right.
And it's still like might still be people out there who aren't just totally beaten dead horse about this,
Right.
But I think most people
They don't have
our
the
room-
finger on the pulse to be like, all right, we went too far. Let's reel it back in a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
They're continuously like,
Yeah.
hey man, like this
All right.
motherfucker. Yeah.
You guys want to call Jared? He gave us his phone number to call.
From Subway?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Jared from Subway.
wow. Is he
Somebody,
out?
I don't know. We'll see. Jared,
Did someone text us with this? Or email
because we
us?
called the Perfect World,
All right.
so we're gonna call Jared Vernon. What's up, Jared?
I know that name.
I don't know. He's a young guy from Columbus, Georgia. Looks like he's got a band.
All right.
Aboutmarriage.bandcamp.com. Jared, looks like you might be getting a voicemail because you're not answering. You're like, what's this weird number that's calling me?
Don't blame
Look,
him.
you could have won.
I told you on Twitter we were going to call you next week.
It's pretty random.
Yeah,
I know.
there you go.
Sometime in the next 168 hours, we're going to call you.
Oh, we'll beep that out. We don't want all of you to call him.
At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
I've never pressed pound.
Hey, Jared. This is Bob
Patrick.
And Tom.
from Axe to Grind. We were calling you because you gave us your phone number. We were going to ask what you wanted to talk about, but you're not there. Don't call me. But
So you blew the
can
chance
have
of being the first live caller.
me. Yeah.
People
Yeah.
want to do this. This was the test run.
This is the test run.
This
All
is
right.
the soft
If you
opening.
can get this, if you get this in 5 minutes and call me back, we'll answer.
It is now 2:07 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, September
What
8th.
if Jared's a lunatic and he just starts
I
ranting
know.
into the phone?
Yo, he's got that opportunity,
Yeah,
and he'll
all right,
hear
fuck
it. So,
it.
all right,
Yeah, live radio.
hear you or not. Bye. All right. We didn't
okay.
get. We really derailed off of our FYA
Oh, Jesus
walkthrough.
Christ.
Yeah.
Let's go through this and then we'll wrap it up.
Sure.
Morning again. That's how we got this.
Yeah.
King
Wow.
9.
Yo,
Record will be out. It'll be
Record will be
popping.
out.
It'll be crazy.
I started as a King 9 doubter and am now weirdly their biggest supporter. I want this fucking record to come out and be good.
Okay.
I mean, it's become a meme. It's like
Yes.
the Chinese democracy
I'm
of New York hardcore.
invested. It's weird.
Maybe that was the whole. It's a long con.
You guys see the cover art yet?
No.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can pull it up. All right, now through the alphabetical part of Saturday, January 5th, Big Mac.
Whoa.
I don't know anything about them.
I don't
or
know
him.
anything about that.
Is it a rapper?
No, I think Florida band. Straightforward.
Okay.
Cool stuff. I like it. Bitter End.
Nope. You know I'm a super
yeah.
fan.
It's a big get. They don't play that often.
DETAIN.
Ooh, Detain. Gonna light that
Detain, right.
motherfucker up.
It's like death. What?
Yeah.
That'll be wild.
Ann Arbor's finest, bringing that U Michigan pride.
Yeah.
Division of Mind.
They'll kill it. Will the LP be out? Will the record,
12.
new record
We
be
don't
out by
know.
then?
That's a good question. Oh, let's see what this phone call is. I bet it's a creditor. Hello? Hello? Oh, they hung up. All right. That definitely was a creditor.
Yo, you get these? These nuts.
They're a D's band.
Yeah.
Distort.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
California?
that's gonna, if they can keep the energy that they got right now, that'll fucking explode.
Two of my Memphis friends described them as Raid, and I have to go back and listen
Oh,
to
wow.
Raid and think of Distort and see it.
If we go back and listen to Raid and that proves true, then this whole world is upside down. I don't understand
Yeah.
the fucking thing.
All right. We got our weird
Analog, yeah.
weird listening party.
Yeah.
It's going to be both worlds and Raid. All right. We got the text. All right. We got the text from our boy, Jared. We're calling him back. Maybe he's got some weird phone number where he can't call us.
It's a pager. What's going on here?
If I'm calling you, you respond in the same media, the same means.
Is that
of what
right?
I'm.
We left a voicemail. That's some real shit right there.
Hello.
Yo,
Hey.
what's up, Jared?
Is this Jared?
What's up, boys?
What are you doing? Come in. Okay.
Man, I work for Pepsi, so.
Where do you work?
Soda for a company called Buffalo Rock, distributing Pepsi.
Okay, rad.
All right.
Yo,
We like
you're
Pepsi.
live on Axe to Grind. What do
So
you want to
wait a minute. He's in Georgia and distributing Pepsi.
I don't know what's y'all's theme today.
We're talking legacy acts. Let's ask a question.
You don't have to yell though. I don't think.
I don't know how these things work.
Whose legacy do you respect more in 2018? Harley or John Joseph? Explain your answer.
Or do you not care at all?
I mean, not that I don't care, but that's not my exact lane of expertise, if that makes sense.
Okay, what kind of stuff are you into, and what do you want us to talk about? This is a freewheeling episode. We can talk about anything. We're knee deep in FYI Fest right now.
Oh, okay, nice. My lane, I guess, maybe more leaning into the punk side.
Oh, nice.
My favorite bands are like Against Me, and then a lot of the West Coast stuff. No Effects, Adolescents.
Oh, damn! Look at you. Okay.
Did you just become best friends?
I mean, it might be low-hanging fruit. We'll probably save it all.
Sick of it all. All right.
You've become friends with everybody in the room by
Yeah,
those
seriously,
answers.
You hit a bunch of high points there.
Whose legacy?
What about Against Me? I've wondered that.
Okay, Against Me thoughts. This is a good question. We haven't talked about this really.
I love Against Me.
So I really do not like Against Me's origins. That early stuff that people think is really important to
Like
them.
we're playing in
and-
the library and
like,
punk bookstores.
It
and
means less than
Laundromat.
it means less than nothing to me. But kind of their transition into like sounding like the Pretenders is like kind
They
of
sound like the Pretenders now.
in 2018 they do.
Really?
Yeah.
maybe a little bit.
So
I enjoy their like raucous punk, and I enjoy their like grown up more rock.
All right, so my answer is I haven't listened. I think I checked out the big Against Me record when it came out, whenever, a long time ago.
Hey Jared, what's your go-to? What's your go-to record?
My go-to is Searching for Former Clarity.
What about
okay.
White Crosses?
Probably my favorite album of all time.
What about White Crosses?
I like White Crosses. It's grown on me over the years. I think when it first came out, it just didn't really click. I saw them a lot of times, probably like 4 times in that year. And so live, I loved them, but it's grown on me, I guess, in the past couple of years especially.
All right, so I haven't heard them in probably 15 years. What's the record to check out? Tom and Jared and Patrick's telling me just to listen to the Pretenders.
I'll say either Searching or, I mean, New Wave is pretty good. People kind of shit on it when it first came out, so that was the one that they like really said they sold out on.
That was their
But
first
it's
major.
sick. I love it all, honestly.
Okay. Tom, what's the one I should check out?
I think White Cross is like a good rock record. The early stuff is more like punk, like I'm playing on a fucking.
You know what I like,
Like
a
a
little basics. What do you think I would get me the most?
Probably White Crosses. I think the
Okay.
other stuff is too like I'm playing with an acoustic, and this guy's hitting like a plaster thing, like a plaster bucket as a drum. and-
Yeah. What's the one? Reinventing?
That's the super early.
Reinventing Axl Rose.
I don't
right?
need that
Yeah,
for
that's the one
anything
I've
in
heard.
my life.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, Reinventing stuff.
Jared, what's give me one newer band that you've been checking out and really digging?
One newer band. I really, what was that? Man, y'all played it on the last episode, and I checked it out.
Somerset Thrower?
No, what is the Urn one called?
Yeah.
Crippled Urn.
Crippled Urn.
Wow, all right.
Urn, man, that is sick. I really like that. Because, I mean, I like hot water music. When you mentioned that, I heard it, same with like bands like Make Do and Mend, and it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. Plus,
I could hear
like,
that.
Oh yeah.
really urgent hardcore part, so that was pretty.
All right, and I
I like that.
got 2 fun questions for the whole room, and you're one of us, Jared. All right.
All right.
What is the color of your energy? Patrick first.
Obviously, Amber over here.
All right, Tom.
Right now, probably dark gray.
Okay.
But amber for real.
Jared.
I don't know. Should I do the 4 Year Strong flannel answer?
Sure.
I figure that fun.
Flannel. All right. I'll do red. And you can only pick one of these or give your own. Hair is fun, annoying, sexy, weird, or other. Hair. One word answer.
Sexy.
Sexy. Patrick.
All right.
Fun, annoying, sexy, weird, or other.
I mean, it's all of the above, but I'm going to go sexy.
All right. Tom.
I'm gonna go annoying.
I am going to go...
I dated a woman whose hair was so long that there's no not putting your elbow on it or put,
Oh yeah,
you know
tough.
what I mean? Like there's
yeah, I actually had an incident like that today, so I'm gonna go annoying. Hey Jared, good talking to you. Thanks
Jared.
for checking us out. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, man.
Peace.
Thank you.
all right. A little live radio. I like
We're
that.
now a live call-in show, folks. All right, let's get back to this list. Except, anyone familiar?
No.
I know the name. I listened to it. I believe they have a decent demo on
Okay.
Bandcamp.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Field Agent, Florida Hardcore. Believe we
Is that
played
the
them.
one we checked out? Yeah, okay, I like it.
Yep.
Heat Seeker, not familiar.
Not
So,
familiar.
no, sexy name, but no.
Our boy Isaac, Inclination.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, heavy. All right.
Straight edge.
Lux, Philly.
Okay,
Oh,
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they haven't done. Am I wrong? Or have because I like that band's demo from a couple years ago, but it hasn't done a ton. Is that right?
I don't think they play a lot. I
Okay,
think they
but-
play a lot locally, but I don't think they've gotten out. This is a big one for them.
Okay.
They got that Philly, Florida connection here. Mil Spec,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very
you
cool.
know.
Canadians. Search for Purpose.
We talked about them, I
Yep.
think. Yeah.
They got a
Very
record
cool.
coming out on Plead Your Case, I believe. So, Until the End.
Wow.
People are
How
stoked
did I
on that.
not notice that on this fucking flyer?
I feel like they're probably bigger than fucking Morning Again, if we're being honest.
yes.
I think they had. I feel like their high was higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that, everyone knows that fucking pull,
Pull the
put
fucking
the
trigger,
bullet
yeah.
down your throat. The fuck. Sorry, Pete. I don't know the lyrics.
I mean, that's closer than a lot.
I
of
like
people.
Straight Edge, but
That's
I don't
closer
know.
than a
Yeah.
lot of people.
World Demise.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yep. Year of the Knife.
All right.
Awesome.
Got that energy going.
Yeah, they're doing all the fucking shows that they should. Good
Yep.
for them.
And that fest is what it should be.
Yep.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
like a perfectly like young bands, old bands.
Yep.
Mostly young.
That's my biggest takeaway. It's such a good
Right.
mix.
Yeah.
All right, Sunday, January 6th.
Sunday,
now, this is the
Sunday,
weird
Sunday.
part. 3 Knee Deep, listed in a space that almost looks like a headliner. We don't think that's the headliner.
It would be an amazing look if it was.
Yes.
I back it. I hope they are the headliner.
But let's be realistic. In Florida,
That's what I'm saying.
no one's leaving.
Right.
That's right.
Quite honestly. So
Right.
like they're
Even for
fucking-
spectacle.
That's what I'm saying. Their local band is gonna fucking kill it over Terror and fucking Death Threat and Breakdown.
Here's
Fuck
the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's a controversial opinion. With respect to Terror and everybody
Yeah.
else, if the local is what's hot, the local is what's hot.
Let's be realistic.
And I feel like all three of those bands are like would
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
they'd
yeah.
probably be
that.
into it.
Yeah.
And let's be realistic. Fucking Blacklist is headlined This Is Hardcore one year when they weren't the biggest band playing.
No, but
But it was a
Philadelphia,
look.
and it's, yeah.
That was fucking cool.
Right.
Like that, like our hometown boys got the fucking headline
Yeah.
a big major national festival, and there you go.
Terror,
Terror.
Breakdown, Death Threat. Terror, new record coming out, Total Retaliation.
Yep.
Cool.
Hard name.
Breakdown, both demos. We rep for them.
Still going.
Still going.
I'm curious how a band like that would do it, something like this.
Yeah, me too.
I don't really know.
I have.
Concise set, just do it. And
I mean, they
get
got the
out.
hits. I mean, they could fucking do 25 minutes of just hardcore
If
classics.
that's what they opt to do, that's
I
great.
mean, they're not.
That's great.
They're not
They
a overstay their welcome kind of band.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
I need to go revisit the Tank record. What is it? He put
Hymns for
hymns for
An unknown
No.
planet or
Something.
dead
Oh,
yeah,
planet,
yeah.
God,
Broken Planet.
unknown God. Yeah, sorry.
something.
I think we just
We're
mentioned the
conflating-
stigma,
yes,
stigmata,
yes.
and yeah.
Hymns. It's a hymns, but I kind of want to check that out again. Death Threat. Last
Dope.
Days. Rad.
Just ran into
Nuts.
Aaron outside,
Yeah.
sitting on a chair by himself. I was like, "You have the best spot in the place."
That's a
I was
good
like, "You
one.
look like you're renting like illegal parking spaces in here, though." But that's yeah.
He's the rip-off valet.
He's
He's
like,
just
"That's a
taking
good
people-
idea. I should
taking
probably do
people's
that."
keys.
Rip off LA. Backtrack.
Okay.
Kill it.
Yep. Candy. New record will be out.
We'll kill it.
It's good. It's really good. I'm gonna get you guys that.
Yeah, what's up,
stream.
Sam? Why didn't
know.
I get a copy?
Yeah, what's
like
up?
a listening link, man.
We're debuting a song next week.
Oh, okay.
Dominant Force, new band, Florida.
Hard name.
I
I
heard
like
the
it.
name. Yeah,
Really good. Downfall, Richmond.
cool.
Okay.
Hard. All right.
Good. They're playing the same day as Breakdown. They remind me of a modern Breakdown. Fixation.
Yep.
Our boys
Very
from
cool.
Philly.
Yep.
Hangman. Our boys from
Voice
Long
from here.
Island.
They're playing in a couple out and next actually.
Yeah, I'm-
Magnitude's on now and then Hangman.
I
And
hope I get
Magnitude's next on this list. So
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
North Carolina Straight Edge.
Method of Doubt. Not familiar?
Oh no, we are. I'm pretty sure we listened to this.
Oh,
yeah.
did we?
I don't remember.
Maybe very early,
Okay.
or
Oh,
maybe
really?
we passed it around. I think.
I think we passed it around. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah,
we
yeah.
played
That group
it. but
chat
yeah.
is
Yeah.
just.
It's a
It's
lot.
a whole-
thousands
Yeah.
of songs in that group chat.
Never Ending Game.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Detain, detain, and what's it?
Jace?
Detain and freedom, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point of Contact.
This
Not
one I don't know.
100% sure.
Do I know this one?
I don't know.
When you have a
Do
name
you
like-
guys
when
all have points of contact? I don't know if I do.
When you got a name like that, it's like it's hard, man.
Can I put my 4-year-old son as my point of contact?
Yeah.
Regional Justice Center,
Oh yeah.
Uh oh.
the band you do a side project of.
Yeah, this is that side project, self defense family. Yes, that is going to be.
I like them playing this show.
Yes.
Nice look.
Well, they want to be a hardcore band. They don't.
And they are
They don't want to be a festival power violence band.
Yeah.
They want to play shows.
Restraining Order.
You
this
know,
one?
we love that name.
Yeah.
Result of Choice, band from Florida, done some touring on the East Coast
Yeah.
and West. Advanced Perspective.
Result of choice. Mm-hmm. They're not from Europe.
Nope, from Orlando. Maybe it's like they came from Disney World, like the part
Like
Epcot.
yeah.
They
Oh,
came
okay.
from
Small
Epcot,
world after
you know?
all, kind
all
of.
right,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
then,
yeah.
Okay.
Rule them all,
Yep.
All right.
All right.
homies, and
The
Sanction.
clout.
Yeah, Sanction.
And Sanction, who
A lot of Long Island love on this
Yeah,
thing.
who
It's
should
nice.
Always has been though.
Yeah, that's true.
Jukai was killing it down there
That's right.
before, and kind of Sanction played one of the years that we played. Like it was Sanction. It was another band, Separated, from up here too. That yeah, it's a very weird, like kind of collegial buddy friendship thing between Long Island and Florida.
that is weird.
I like it.
That's it.
It's a good gig.
Yo, I like just under 40 bands, 2 days, right formula. Everybody catch that snowbird flight
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather.
Northeast.
I had to wear a fucking winter jacket when I was down there for FYA, so I feel like I got robbed.
I think everybody should take 2 days, drive, have a good time,
Maybe take a fucking train.
take a train.
Ooh, there we go.
Look, traveling for shows is a fucking joy.
A road trip is a good thing.
It's so fun, man.
Yeah.
We
Eat a lot of garbage.
we kind of like self pity in this room a little bit because we've got we got like work and family obligations at times that make it so like some of this shit is hard to get out to. For anybody that's able to do so, because it is a fucking
Yeah.
joy. And when
If you want to know what touring is like,
getting a shitty
shitty car with your friends,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
Yeah,
eat a
it'll
lot of-
smell by the end.
Eat a lot of
Experience.
gas station food. Ugh.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Maybe we'll do something more with FYA later on, talk
Yeah.
about it more,
Yeah.
get some hits and go through, because there was a bunch of names we were familiar with or have talked about on here and just gave you the, yep, you heard it.
So this is a hot topic in this room.
Uh-huh.
Drug Church is slowly, there's a contingent within the band that is trying to push us from being an after show Taco Bell band into an after show White Castle band. And
Please, what is that, like egg versus chain punk? I don't know what that means.
like so we eat Whole Foods at 10 a.m. every day, right?
Right.
We go straight to a Whole Foods, whatever city we're in. We
Yeah,
eat-
breakfast potatoes.
Yes, we eat but sometimes
That was the contract you signed when you joined Drug Church. Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
So we go every day, Whole Foods,
More like drug starch.
and then
Sorry.
after the show, we'll eat something around the show, something light,
Yeah.
right? And then after the show, it's the only time I eat fast food is my concession to, like, after the show, there's
Yeah.
nothing open, okay, fine. And Taco Bell is their preferred shit spot.
Sure.
And it's my preferred because as a vegan, it's like
That's
the
really
one-
all you can get. Yeah.
But
It's
now,
my preferred.
The Impossible
too,
Burger has
honestly.
changed the
But
game.
now that White Castle has the Impossible, I've kind of conned them into going to White Castle, and because of the novelty, many of them are into it. Mm-hmm. But there's a little bit of pushback.
Are they all vegan?
No.
Do some of them eat meat?
Yep.
There you go.
Well, but
That might
one
be
of-
a tough part, too, to be
That's
honest.
the thing. One of them that eats meat says that he'd rather die or lick a toilet
So,
bowl.
White Castle has the best quality meat in any of
Yo,
the fast food.
you know
I've
what?
heard
Here's the
that.
thing, though.
That's what
I've heard that.
The thing is, because you asked me when we've done the White Castle, like, do I want it? And it's an age-old proverb. It's not called a slider for no reason.
Yeah, it slides right out of your butt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
And
when you said after show Taco Bell band or after show, I thought
I
you
thought
meant
it was
like an
a
actual
genre.
after show.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
I thought you were
Like,
describing
we're
the
not going to
genre.
do low level.
I mean, I think we could probably dial in that genre.
like I thought you meant like, oh, we don't want to be like the fucking Sound and Fury
Yeah,
Taco
after
Bell
show,
after party.
yeah.
Like it was like like I was
I
like,
mean, if they'll give us the money, I'll take the
I was
Taco
like, what
Bell
does
and
this
the
mean?
money.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Taco Bell hit us up. We got to work
Yeah.
on that one.
But
So what are you asking? You asking us opinion?
yeah, give me your thoughts. White Castle tends to make you sick.
Yeah, no. I mean, what's
you're
funny
shitting from both.
What's funny was that last time we got the White Castle, I felt fine because it was just I didn't have the cheese on it, and I think my body had a weird trigger to that industrial grade cheese, CHEEESE.
Yeah, there's a Z in there, maybe.
Yeah. But last time it was fine.
I mean, it almost
Taco
got
Bell is
Patrick broken up with, but
Yeah,
That's
my
true,
girl did
yeah.
not
The
appreciate
smell
that
was
order.
wrong.
Yeah, no.
I brought her a spray.
Yeah, she really
liked that a
appreciated
lot.
that.
She does,
She
yeah.
really appreciated it.
But I go Taco Bell, but it's the novelty, and I tend to, as somebody who eats whatever, I let the vegans and vegetarians dictate where we go because I'm like, I can get whatever wherever, I'll figure it out. So
I mean, Taco Bell, you've had it for 20-something years. There's the novelty to White Castle really kind of, you're going to be over it soon too.
I've gone 10 years without eating Taco Bell at times. I don't like Taco Bell at all.
But I mean, it's kind of a necessary evil.
Yeah, but
it's open.
I wonder about making this a whole thing. Like, you got a couple drug church things lined up. Next one, do White Castle, which is going to be. They're not everywhere.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's a little tougher. Taco Bell's a lot more prolific.
Right. Those tertiaries are not getting
No.
the impossible.
So you do
version.
the White Castle as a primer, and then you do another cycle as Taco Bell as a primer, and just see how you guys are feeling at the end of it.
See how you perform.
Little social experiment.
By the way, is it a thing?
Poops go. The trots.
Is it a thing? Taco Bell's in every neighborhood in the world. White Castle, a lot of times when we go to a White Castle, I end up in a neighborhood where there's signs posted that I've never seen that sort of sign before posted in my life. We ate at a fucking White Castle where the sign said 10-minute maximum sit time. Because they want you out of there that fucking fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, signs I never saw before in my life. A lot of misspelled signs.
Yeah.
And like, it's an interesting thing because, I mean, I don't care about the neighborhood. I'll go to whatever neighborhood. But like, is it just a fact that?
Yes.
Okay. White Castle, they're not putting it next to the Panera in the.
No.
Okay.
All right. So I grew up in Sunset Park in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Which in the 70s and 80s was.
Not that
fucking,
nice. Yeah.
No.
That's where the Brooklyn White Castle is, right?
There were two.
That's awesome.
We were, like in the New York hardcore thing, it was like, I'm bounded in by the weed spots. I was literally like hemmed in by White Castles. And they had bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
Like it was legit. Like, think about and there was a White Castle on like Metropolitan Avenue on Bushwick Avenue. Do you know any other White Castles? Have you heard?
No, there's like 4 in the city, basically, right?
I mean, it's cheap food. People will post up there. I mean, they're not hindering like your food to you. Like, hey, face-to-face guy. It's literally like they're sliding it through a fucking you're in prison, pretty much.
But why is that? Because I feel like anybody could enjoy a White. Am I wrong about White Castle burgers? I get it's trash food. It's undeniable trash food. But if it is like a higher grade of meat than some of these spots get, which is what I've heard.
I mean, it's like $1 for a fucking burger.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. But I mean, there's fast food. Like, how many times do you see McDonald's next to a Panera? Not probably as often as you would think.
No,
either.
that's true. That's true.
Like the lower level fast food is
That's
just
true.
kind of.
Yo, did you know that Fazoli's is considered fast casual?
Yeah.
When I went to a
really
Fazoli's
gross.
once, and I felt like it was like sub fast food.
It's Barrow with a different sign on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the place? Like
It's not even Papagino's
Southwest?
level.
You can find them in the Southwest, but
Fazoli's.
you can find them a lot of places. You're just not looking for them. I have no
They
idea.
give you
who
like
loves
a bucket of fucking pasta, right?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
They did when we played a show in Arizona. It was like, hey, here's a bucket of pasta and 5 forks, and I fucking raged like afterwards.
It's overcooked pasta.
Yes.
In a format that you can't believe somebody paid money for
It's a
because
trial, yeah.
you could just go do that in literally 3 minutes in your house using ragu. if
Yes.
you were that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it's
Awful.
weird that people pay money for
Yes.
it.
Yeah. That's
I'm
not
gonna
a
try
good
to
one.
turn Drug Church into a Fazoli's band for fun though.
just shit your pants like immediately. First note, you can be like, oh!
Okay, sorry. While we're being crass,
thanks.
while we're
Do they owe us a living?
While we're going
of course
blue-
they fucking do. Yes.
not Papa.
Punk?
Great reference.
No.
Wow.
Who is
Papa John's.
Taco John? Taco John is the first time in my life I saw someone not get to the end of their burrito before they got physically sick. I didn't know it could happen that fast.
I just pictured Papa John's new gimmick. He's like, Taco John.
Taco John. Have you been to a Taco John?
No, I've not.
Taco John.
I don't
you
fuck
say
with a
the
lot of
N-word, I
fast
hope
food.
you get the shits.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Did we find out what he did? Did he just like walk into a room, like open up a cape and scream the N-word?
No, I forget. I think he was like referring to someone else saying, I don't
Okay,
know.
all
Fuck
right.
him. He's out anyway.
All right.
Fuck 'em.
Food sucks anyway.
Super suck. What's your?
that's
Do you
probably the
have
most relevant part of it to me.
like shit pizza ranking or no? Because it's like Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's, Little Caesars.
People put Sbarro at the bottom.
But Sbarro doesn't even really hit this.
That's a real
one.
New York pizza place. That's Michael Scott.
Yeah. Pizza Hut, Papa John's,
Pizza Hut is probably number one.
Uh
I think I might go Domino's too.
huh. Okay.
Okay.
The only thing I like about Papa John's are the sides that give you immediate diarrhea.
Yeah.
See, people say
Like they're like, let me dip this crust into this oily mess.
that's gonna
Yeah,
make me
but it does go. It is
Violent.
better. Yeah,
Just violent.
But people say that
I'm really sorry. I got really
No, it's
scat,
all right.
but it's true.
people say Domino's is like just reliable, and that's what they like about it.
It's definitely reliable. You're not
Pizza
gonna-
Hut's as reliable, in
Okay.
my opinion. I think.
All right, I haven't eaten any of these.
Once
in
every
like
2 years, I have
fucking 100 years.
an inkling for something like Pizza Hut or Domino's. I haven't eaten Papa John's since the late '90s, and Little Caesars is really bad. I haven't eaten that
Yo.
since
I don't know if I-
early
yeah.
90s.
the mid '90s. I was hammering
Because they were
Caesars.
big
I
in
was
Albany.
hammering
Yo,
Little
Caesars, the
Little-
pizza, $5
When I was
deal.
a little kid, I
Every
was-
poor
oh,
family was
yeah.
eating that up. Every mom and dad was like, "Oh, yeah, this is what we're doing on Monday night. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go get those 2 pizzas."
I have a gross scatological story about
Little Caesars.
no about Pizza Hut.
Oh, really?
Let's hear it.
Do we talk about it?
Let's close the episode
fuck
with
it,
this
let's do
story.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
So when they first did stuffed crust, when stuffed crust became a thing, we were playing a show on Staten Island and somebody like in a driveway. It was like us and like CR and all these bands.
4,000 people there.
Probably. I mean, it was like, and we go and we eat this stuffed crust, and literally, upon like, as soon as we all exerted ourselves,
Yeah.
we all hit the brown note at the same time.
Yeah.
we all pretty much shit our pants.
Have
Like-
you? You might not like to talk about this.
I'm pretty now, but sure.
Have you ever sang and stained yourself a little bit? You can be
I mean,
honest.
I
here.
did then.
You can be
Come on in.
honest.
Yeah, you came in for a good time.
Have you ever
Here we
pooped
go,
yourself
hold on.
singing?
Hold on.
Can't stay too long.
got 2 minutes.
Put the mic close. Put the mic close to your mouth.
Hello. Oh, okay. Is this what you guys do? Okay.
Unexpected guest, Pat Flynn,
Hello.
of Free. Can I say where you work?
Bino.
What else are you famous for?
I'm a teacher, a
Yeah.
high school history teacher.
Are you? You're not a professor yet?
No, that's not really the ambition.
Really? I feel like you should be. Don't be around kids, man.
Perhaps, but I really love my job. I love what I'm doing.
He's looking at me with desperate eyes. He doesn't love that job.
That's not true. I remember years ago when I was
see you
beginning
clawing.
I actually remember this. Years ago, 2009 or 10, we were just like chatting by way of text, and you're like, "What's up with you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm finally going into education and teaching." And I remember you said, "Oh, Jesus, teachers get less respect than cops." And I was like, "Well,
I mean, that might be true.
not in my class."
Oh, wow.
Ask the question.
Okay. We got heavy on legacy today, but that's not what we're asking you. Instead, we're
I would like
asking
to know
you.
Pat's
Oh,
idea on legacy too, if we could.
Let's go here first.
I promised I would.
You have to
be
watch a band. I respect it.
tending the merch table.
Okay.
Checking
All
out
right,
the
all right,
bands.
2 questions in.
Okay. Yes or no? Have you? You don't have to say you shit yourself. Have you ever stained any item of clothing?
Classy dude, you're asking about his poops.
Any item of clothing? Well, singing is you exert yourself really hard.
You do.
I've been a fortunate person to always be in control.
Oh, God bless.
I'll put it
Okay.
at that way.
All right.
There you go.
No taco.
Although, I'll say to the listeners, if you go for long runs, just make sure that there's a bathroom on your route. That's
When
all
I
I
just
have to
doomed
say.
Pat, first fucking Fiddlehead song, you're just gonna fucking.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
This is a topic.
It's a big
Jump.
topic. It's a big topic. First, let's just do the obvious. Who? Tired question: Harley or John Joseph? Who has maintained a legacy better, or have they both tumbled off a cliff, holding each other like a true if I die, you die.
You're coming with me.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of thing,
yeah.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't have much of an opinion. I genuinely don't. I'm pretty much at it, and that's not a dodge. That really is.
That was the biggest dodge.
It is. I every now and then my friends will update on there's
The goings-ons.
the goings-ons, and I like the last Harley record.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was totally fucking awesome.
Could have Pat to edit that too without him.
man.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I met JJ years ago. He was always really nice to me, and I played a show with Harley's War
Okay.
when I was a teenager,
All
and
right.
Harley was nice to me, and I just don't keep up with it. And that's not a
Yes.
dodge.
No, it's a good answer,
Don't get me
though.
wrong. I'm
What you're saying is you're an
pretty
adult.
aware.
Okay, all right.
But
I can accept
I
that.
just someone got stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that was.
And to me, I'm
something.
just like,
Yo, if I do crime, I want you near me.
I don't know, somebody.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
Because you just did a great. I was looking at my watch. You just did a great. Like, yeah, I don't know. My shoe was untied. I must have missed what was going on at that moment. Good for you.
And would you listen to a Judge record in 2019? A new Judge record?
I'm always like interested in hearing new stuff, but you know, I
Do you hold out any hope for like the quality of said record?
see, my position on that is I'm pretty invested in the present moment, and
Yes.
it's really hard, in my
so
opinion,
this is-
to like reach back to the past and get the spirit. And like maybe I was at the first Judge reunion show, and it was totally
What you
mind-boggling,
Yeah.
amazing. I don't think that I had ever been at a show in my life that felt more intense right before they played.
It was epic. Yeah.
You were there? You were
was
there? Were
there.
you
Yeah,
there?
I was
Okay.
He was.
Dude.
You weren't there.
No, I was there. I was
Okay.
both.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
It was very intense.
Yeah.
It was like
And I just like
totally
took,
intense.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
And you know, and so that energy and that spirit was there. It was as
Yeah.
if like a catapult was being pulled back.
yeah.
But we were kind of
like-
like the reason they got twisted like this
Yeah.
and we used Judge was because we were talking about FYA Fest. Morning Again is playing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't mean much to anybody in this room in a strong way. No diss.
Yeah, no.
But they're putting out a new record. Some 15, 18 years left, and it was like, yeah, I mean, good for them. And we were kind of celebrating, like, yeah, good. You want to create stuff? Do it. That's cool. Appreciate it. But then I was like, I pulled back and I was like, but I'm going to be honest. If Judge was putting out something, I would maybe be like, don't do that. You know what I mean?
It's
and it's
weird.
like there's almost more of a legacy, at least. And I'll go individual and say my passion for a band and being like, oh no, if they do something that's bad, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Free's a good example. It is Have Heart.
Yeah, there you go.
It's everyone in Have Heart, and
Spoiler alert.
we really like playing music together. But the thing is like Have Heart very much so existed on like in like the energy of the present moment and the urgency and knowing that we were going to stop. We knew we were going to we didn't want to be a band that would stay around forever.
Right.
That wasn't the plan at all. We didn't like intend to like have a big last show or anything like
Right.
that. But like we knew that like there's an expiration date on it. Not at the time, but I look back and I realized that I think you and I talked about this, but I started going to shows in 1999 right as like the biggest Boston band broke up. 10 Yard Fight, they're huge, they're massive, they played a last show. Next year later, the next biggest Boston band
Yeah, right,
breaks
My
up.
Eyes, and then-
Boom,
right.
they're done. So then, the next year later, like Stop and Think is big. They're the big hype band, and everyone's loving them. Their shows are nuts. They break up. And I'm like 14, 15, 16, going through this whole thing. So who's next? It's, Suicide File, huge, massive
Right.
last show. AN, they were huge, massive. They broke up.
Right.
They announced, they made an official, we're breaking up.
Right.
And Mental, huge. Out of nowhere, we're done.
Right.
So I'm coming up.
Educated your perspective.
Totally. I thought that was like what you do. And I don't think I noticed it at the time, but Boston has been really successful in generating new bands every single year. And I think a lot of that is because, and this is my opinion, if people disagree with me, that's fine. But in the same way that like, democracies, thrive when there is an actual like succession, like there's elections every 4 years.
Yeah.
That's helpful. When there are no succession
When there's
principles.
that new energy coming in on a regular.
Exactly. And so like there's a hope, there's a chance for like, hey, the change might not actually come, but at least the energy for an opportunity, a
yeah.
potential is going to be there. And I think the same thing can be applied to like music scenes. And when bands tend to just sort of like linger, I'm not saying every band, I think some bands have stayed around, it's been helpful. But I think sometimes when bands linger, the notion, the feeling in the room is like, I guess, who's going to step up? No one steps up because like, oh, well,
They have that space has been.
the torch is being held right now. So I'm a big fan of like breaking up, like explicitly being like, we're done. Fuck you. You carry the torch now. It sounds very idealistic, but I think it's I think the theory holds up. I think
it doesn't happen in New York, and that's why New York is stunted a lot of times as far as new bands and whatnot.
Well,
we talk about it a lot, is that the, what do you call it, area denial? And just you have to give room in the breathing space. There needs to be oxygen for new people to breathe. You can't grow a tree under the outstretched arms of another kind of deal, you know? So I agree. I think we talk about it. Now, that said, there's no explicit rules. It doesn't mean that we should say that for every band. Would hardcore have been better off if Madball just said, "Oh, hold it down, we're done"? I don't think so. I think they've been a continued positive thing in terms of creating music and doing their thing. But for a lot of bands and a lot of places, I think that's the sentiment I would echo.
It's interesting on a counterfactual level to think like, well, what if Sick of It All broke up after Blood Sweat? Like what?
Yeah.
What if Madball just ended at Hold It Down? And not saying like, I'm not, and this isn't me saying like New York hardcore would be better off if those bands just like broke up. I'm just saying it'd be interesting to think about what might it mean for those eras, because a lot of great bands come up, in these like moments in their scenes where there's like no one doing anything. I think that it'd be interesting to look at the origin and the foundation of all the big bands and be like, when did they start? What was the nature of their scene? 10 Yard Fight, there was like nothing going on in Boston of that style.
Right.
And it can light a thing up. So I think it's really important to break up. And also my last thing is, I think that as a band, knowing that like we're not going to do this forever, you got to catch the energy in a jar, and what you put out is just like that like there's it's gonna end. It's not gonna be forever. So the energy that you're throwing out there is just like always 110. At least it was in my own personal experience, and because
You hope it is forever.
yeah,
See,
It makes sense. It's a finite amount of energy, and if you know it's not going to have to be spread out over 20 years,
And the thing
yeah.
you're saying in that moment, you feel in that moment and that importance, it can change. It can still resonate, but it might change over time.
Sure.
see, I'm coming from a different place as a guy who is getting older, continues to be in the same band. I got stamina, baby, and here's what I'm gonna say: if some kid now. I'm the king of the smallest kingdom in the fucking world, right? Like the smallest, most narrow fucking lane. But if somebody wants that fucking crown, they're gonna have to behead me and take it from me. And I invite them.
That's good.
To do so.
That's good.
Can't wait. Yeah, please. Put me out of misery.
I think at least I can maybe speak to the American scene is that we're a little too kind for that. And at least maybe in the hardcore scene.
that might be true.
And maybe with good reason, because America is a violent culture. You go to a show in Europe and people will say your new record sucks. It's your fucking face. And to me, my guess is that it's not a cultural norm that if someone, speaks negatively of you, there's going to be an altercation. Whereas maybe here in the States, like, that doesn't fly so well. So people in turn have kind of an awkward, gentle, hey, great set. And then you look the other way, like, that was an awful set,
Okay, yeah, actually, Pat, you were unexpected guest. We're going to have you back as an expected guest. And
Sure thing.
And we'll talk about this, because that's actually a great topic, is on this podcast, we have been able to criticize things in a way that if we were just yahoos on Twitter, could have bitten us back in some sort of way. But because there's some context, I think some nuance, people are willing, sometimes people get mad at us, but not often. And it's an interesting topic that maybe hardcore in the U.S. does not have a healthy criticism. And that's the thing that I would love to talk about. Yeah. But we're going to wrap this up. This was, to me, a very fun, loose, on location, number 34 podcast. 35 podcast.
Wow.
And I've been Patrick.
Bob.
Pat.
Tom.
And we appreciate you for your patronage. Go give us 11 stars.
At Axe to Grindcast on Twitter, on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Axe to Grind podcast.
You got it.
Look at that.
And we want more emails. Axe to Grind podcast@gmail.com. Later.
Thanks.